I think every single person in this locker room is a competitor at the highest level. So, yeah, when you feel as if your backs are against the wall, you never have to feel like you got to do it by yourself.
Unbelievable throw. Under pressure. Sacked by Quentin Williams. Right sideline, Usama's got it.
You look to your left and your right, you got guys out there with you that our whole point is to help each other.
This one to Mims. That's Corey Davis climbing the ladder.
To be able to go out and lead these guys, just to know how hard these guys work and how important it is to them, and then you get that chance to lead them. Everything that happened that needed to happen for us, it almost felt like kind of like a sign, like give like a second chance almost.
Gets extra pushes, running left.
Maybe a little extra life to breathe into the locker room.
Touchdown Jets.
Welcome to the call-in show. I can't talk. My voice is absolutely shot. I've got my co-pilot, Mr. Matt O'Leary, here for about 15 minutes or so. Matt, how you feeling tonight?
I am kind of in the same boat. I'm exhausted. I made myself a nice cup of coffee because I'm going to have a long night. I have another show that I got to do at 9 that I got to do some prep for. So like I said, I'll hang out with you guys for like 15 minutes or so, do some prep for that. But then, just what a day. What a week. It just feels like such a relief now, right?
Dude, it feels like at least the pressure's off. Like, I don't even care how long it takes to get a trade worked out, which I think is a fascinating discussion in and of itself. But, like, just seeing the announcement and, like, the rush of energy of, like, it finally happened. It wasn't like we were waiting for friggin' Trevor Lawrence and that final loss. It was like, no, this guy chose us to go to, and he thinks he can win a ring, and he's pissed off. I love it.
Yeah, while it dragged out forever, it was you watched it. We all watched it live. It was going on forever, but he did not like how things ended in Green Bay, and he is going to be a motivated Aaron Rodgers, which is scary, I think.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it was the way he sort of worded everything. Did you take any stock into I was 90% ready to retire? Because the way I felt like when I heard that, I was like, you weren't 90% ready to retire. You were saying that right now because you want to not spite the Packers, because sort of spite ownership. Like, I had a foot out the door, and now all of a sudden you're talking about trading me? All right, I'll show you who's better. And, like, I feel like he's using it as motivation, which, I mean, maybe he was thinking more retirement or whatever, and he just decided to, like, pour gas on his own fire. I love it. Using it for motivation.
Yeah, you got to do whatever you can to get motivated or stay motivated. I've heard this is how in deep I am. I listened to him on whatever show he was with some other holistic guy talking about his darkness retreat. And he's like, yeah, one day I focused all on it, what it was like to be retired. I liked that. And then the next day it was all like about, what was going to go on if I came back. And like, I don't know. Again, maybe he was leaning towards, but 90-10 feels like a stretch to do like, from 10% I'm not playing to I'm 100% all in. But again, chip on his shoulder. The double bird to Adam Schefter was the highlight, I think.
Dude, the lose my phone number might be the greatest line I've ever heard. Like, just absolutely. And the fact that Schefter tweeted out like the screenshot of it is just, it's so beautiful. Because the media has been making fun of us for like ever. And to finally have a guy that's slinging it right back at the media, this dude is playing into New York.
Yeah, 100%. I don't think if he played the mind games that he did with Rappaport and Schefter, like, with all due respect to Samini, Hughes, all those guys, I don't think they're going to be like, everyone's like, oh my God, the New York media. Well, like, what's he been doing with the national media for all these years? I think it's going to be okay.
Yeah, I don't think there's any issues. Do you see any, how do these next few days sort of play out? Like, do you see a trade happening soon? Or is it going to be like a little struggle pushing back? Like, we get to the draft. Do they want to have they're trying to get the first round pick, then who cracks there? Is it the Jets or is it the Packers? They might want to get to June 1st, at which case, if they want to get to June 1st, fine, I'll give you the first next year. Like, I don't care. Unless you're like, I don't know. What do you think trade compensation looks like, and how long does this stretch out? Because obviously the Jets want Rodgers for as long as possible in the OTAs and things like that.
Yeah. For me, I saw conflicting reports after, all this, and people were saying, well, they could wait till September if they really wanted to trade him. I don't think it's going to take that long. The guy who's been the most spot on throughout all this, Trey Wingo, was saying that the deal's 99%. They're very close to having it done, and he said maybe early next week. So I think weekend, the next couple days here to early next week, maybe by the panel on Tuesday night, we'll know. That's the dream, I think, but I don't think it's going to be something that we're talking about on the draft stream.
That would make me feel a lot better. Part of me, like, if they're looking for a first round pick and they're like really poking and prying, like, then I would just, if I'm the Jets, I know he wants to play for me. Like, I'm not worried at that point. So, like, if they want to take it to the draft, I'm all about it. And then they're like, all right, well, maybe we'll swap 13 and 15 with you and it'll only be a 16 or only be the second round pick. All right, that's fine. I don't mind that. I'll drop back 2 picks, do whatever. I don't think it's going to like last that long because it sounds like Rodgers kind of wants it done. It sounds like the Packers didn't necessarily want to drag it on because of what happened with like Favre and Rodgers last time. Like, it was just kind of a weird situation.
Yeah, and think about too what the president of, or that wasn't the GM, it was the president, I think, what he said.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, we want to, put him in a situation that'll make him happy. Like, we want to do right by him. And they've been talking about moving on. Like, it's everybody wants it. The Jets want Rodgers. Rodgers wants to come to the Jets. Packers want to move on. Like, what benefit do the Packers have by being difficult and holding on to him forever? Like, just figure it out, man.
Do you think there's going to be any what do you think the compensation is going to be? Because I saw people talking about the 2 first-round picks. Then we saw another tweet from, I think it was Pelissero or someone that said, no, the Packers are not trying to get 2 first-round picks. They just want to get like fair value. And it seemed like that's what sort of Rodgers was implying as well. As far as like, don't hold on to this. Like, just let your 15-year quarterback or 18-year guy, have his swan song.
Yeah. Second this year. Maybe it's 2 conditional picks next year, something like a couple, maybe 2 or 3 picks going back there. I don't think it's going to be a first this year. Maybe one of the conditionals next year is like if he, if they go to the Super Bowl or if he's on the roster next year, whatever it is, then it turns into a first. But I'm going to stick to it. I think they'll be picking at pick 13. I don't think that's going to be headed to the Packers.
Dude, I loved your picture of the cigar and the champagne bottle. I was dying. I was like, Becca, Jet Nation's loving this. This is amazing. Shay's sleeping and she's watching. Oh, dude, I just love the reaction of the fans right now. It's awesome.
Yeah, everybody, I loved your reaction video as well. Everyone's clipping their. I saw Boy Green. I haven't seen Richie's yet. I'm sure that was epic. But yeah, everyone was in it together. We did some calls after, and they were ready to go. We had someone who came on was smoking the good on the screen. We were having a blast over there, partying it up.
I love it. I love it. So what is I don't know, any other thoughts on the Aaron Rodgers stuff? I know you got to jet out of here. I don't want to keep you too long if you're you got stuff to do here.
Yeah, just I'm excited, man. I think everyone deserves this. I had, a tweet. I was thinking about it last night during the stream. I was like, we lived just not that long ago. We watched Frank Gore run up the middle 200 times in a 2-win season. Like, we deserve this. They've been pretty much irrelevant since the last time they made the playoffs in 2010. This makes the Jets relevant. And as annoyed as I'll be that I can't get to see them at 1 o'clock every single week, they're going to be, they'll get their prime time games. They're going to be relevant. They're going to win a lot of games. And I think they break the curse of the playoff streak, man. I think they get out of it. I think that finally comes to an end. And I'm absolutely thrilled. I'm very curious to see what the compensation ends up being. But like I said a little bit earlier here, I don't think it's going to take a crazy amount of time for it to get done.
So what do you think the Jets' final record is going to be? And what would you deem a successful season or a failed season or maybe a push?
Good question. I think 11 or 12 wins is where I'm at. I think that's kind of like the benchmark to clear. It could be higher than that. If everything breaks right, you have a guy who, when he's on is one of the, 5 best quarterbacks in the league. But even if he was what he was last year, which was, not your typical Aaron Rodgers, I think the Jets still can win 10, 11 games. So say somewhere in between. I think they have a legitimate shot to win the AFC East. Now, Buffalo's still a great team. I think you got to give them their props. And it's going to be a dogfight, and Miami's getting better. New England's the one who's kind of really fallen off a cliff here. But
couldn't happen to a better team.
Yeah, I know. We're really bent out of shape over it. But it's going to be a really good division. So like, it's hard for me to say, oh, they're going to go 14-3. Well, Buffalo's a great team. Miami's a great team. They got to play Kansas City. You know, they play the NFC East. You got the Eagles and Dallas. Like there's good teams on the schedule here. So I don't want to do anything crazy, but they're going to be competitive week in and week out. They have a great defense and hopefully a functioning offense, which shouldn't be asking too much. But yeah, they're going to be a playoff team next year, whether it's a division win or a wild card. Who knows? But I think they can make a run.
Dude, I love it. I'm going to let you go. Unless you got anything else to say, I think I want to get into some phone calls.
Do it, man. I just wanted to pop on with you. You sent the invite. I said I'll pop on for a little bit here before I got to go. But enjoy, guys. Go Jets. We'll talk soon.
Awesome. I love it. Guys, Mr. Matt O'Leary dropping in with us. I think I'm going to have Ali in a little bit. I'm pretty sure Green Bean might hop in for a little bit. But let me pull up some super chats real quick. Scotty Jetpack says, I got 12 Budweisers. I'm here for the long haul. I love it, Scotty. Love it. Blitz Crew. Question, if Packers drag this out, does that cap-wise hamstring the Packers in signing people as well? So the contract is assumed to have been exercised, like that option. So that way it works for both the players and the team cap-wise. So it's not going to hurt them anymore by holding on to him currently, because they would have had an accelerated dead cap hit if they cut him. Not cut him, if they traded him before June 1st. So I could see a situation where they figure out compensation and they say, hey, well, it's going to be officially effective for cap purposes on June 1st. And if for some reason a team backed out, the Jets would get like a zillion things or something stupid like that. I could see them holding out. I mean, as long as the Jets know Aaron Rodgers is coming, I really don't care when we get him. I just want him here before organized team activities. Now, I would like it before the draft. But I don't think I see any situation where Aaron Rodgers is not the Jets starting quarterback by the start of training camp. I would be very surprised. Mike D says, Ryan's and Matt's reaction is all of us. Let's go. That was a blast. That was a lot of fun. My voice is shot. I was already getting sick, and now my voice is just jacked. Ed drops in and says, Ryan and Becca, new baby in 9 months. LOL. Dude, I am exhausted. I'm absolutely beat. So what we're going to do tonight, normally we do the 3-minute timer. I'm going to do a minute timer because I think we've got people that want to talk. After that minute, that's right, you get the chicken. So we're going to blow through a bunch of calls. Let's see, I'm going to throw that up in there. Throw this in the chat, and we're going to rock and roll. I'm excited to talk a little ball with you guys. I want to hear your reactions. You can tell me when you think the trade's going to happen, how you were feeling. Tell me who you think, where it goes from here. I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say. Nose Gills drops in and says, do you think you'll watch the All-22 to see if this guy is even any good? Yeah, this whole Aaron Rodgers guy, I don't know if I buy this guy's any good. Might have to watch the tape on him. All right, we got our first caller, Max. What's up, Max? How you doing?
Yo, Ryan, what's up, man?
I am doing pretty good, dude. I am really friggin' pumped right now. It has been a hell of a day. How are you feeling during this whole ordeal?
Dude, I'm okay. I'm scarred. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. I'm waiting for we're all excited, and they're gonna be like, oh no, they couldn't come to a deal. He's retiring. Mm-hmm. Then we got our trot out Zach Wilson. I will not rain on our parade. Aaron fucking Rodgers. We're going to have 12 men on the field calls. You're going to have guys going to be like, call the play, bomb down the field. Let's fucking go.
Yo, these wide receivers, Elijah Moore, Garrett Wilson, Denzel Mims, Uzama Conklin, Breece Hall, they got to be going nuts right now. Like, they should be having a party. I want to see, all that stuff. Ugh. I love it. It feels good to be a Jet fan. Like we've had a few of these nights in the last year that make me feel very concerned that things are turning around, and like you said, waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Let's fucking go.
Max,
Peace.
Thank you so much for the call. You've been ejected from the cockpit. All right. We've got Matthew joining the show. Matthew, how you doing tonight? Matthew. All right, Matthew, call back in. We've got Lima Bean joining the show. Lima Bean, how you doing tonight?
Doing great, man. Like, you see me, I'm wearing my Jets hat. Like, it's just,
I love it.
no, like, I mean, it's kind of funny because, like, you're right about, like, the media. Like, I've been listening to a lot of sports talk radio shows, like, local ones. And, like, with the negativity, you got Dick Chimney saying, like, oh, the deal could be still a long time over. It's like, why are you leading him with that, man? Like, this thing's pretty much done. Like, it's formality at this point. But, like,
Dude, I was getting pissed. I hopped off the live. I was like, I can't wait to turn on ESPN and NFL Network, and they're like, not even. They're kind of shitting on the Jets. It's not even they're not. Oh my god! I mean, yeah, a lot of them are saying Super Bowl contenders if they get the same Rodgers, but like it's still like slanted negative. It feels like.
yeah, you know what I did? I called my Giants friend and I just mocked Daniel Johnson's $40 million contract and take that. His 15 touchdown passes.
We're paying Rodgers 15 and 32 over the next 2 years, and then we get whacked with the dead cap. But man, I am excited to see what happens. What do you think happens next?
Let's get in all the little bits and pieces in. We got to make this team complete. My only fear is obviously just injuries and just keep everyone safe and sound. But besides that, I'm ready. You know what I want to say? I want to put up 50 on the Patriots. It's time. It's time. I'm ready for
Dude,
the
I want victory formation. 2 minutes left.
No
they got no
victory. I want
timeouts.
2 points.
Fucking Hail Mary. Take them
I want
over the
2
top.
points, man. I want it all. Like I want the whole stadium crowning "fuck the Patriots" throughout the game. Like I'm out for blood this year. Like, I'm going to go back to my parents' house all the way in Westchester and find my old Brett Favre jersey somewhere just to bring it all out. Like,
I love it. Dude, Lima Bean, you have been ejected from the cockpit. Lima Bean's getting fired up. We got our buddy Charles. Charles, how you doing tonight, brother?
I'm doing great. See, I'm wearing my Jets cap.
Hell yeah.
I forgot where. I got it from the Menlo Park Mall. FYI, I live in New Jersey. So, Jets, Jets.
I love it.
I was funny. I was on our Richie stream, Jets Media.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what, fuck, I'm turning to the Pat McAfee show on my next tab. And I'm hearing Aaron Rodgers talking, like, okay, he's talking about the fucking retreat and shit. I'm like, come on, Aaron, just fucking say you're coming to the Jets, man. And when he said, I intend to play for the New York Jets, my reaction was similar to yours, but I kept it abridged.
Dude, I jumped out of my seat. It just felt so
I
good.
saw that shit. You were drinking, too. You were saying the F-bomb like there was no tomorrow, bro. You were having a great time. Aaron Rodgers.
Dude, so what do you think's next? When do you think this trade actually goes through?
Hopefully before I have great grandchildren. Well, in all seriousness, I hope it comes before the draft.
Boom, Charles, I love you. Sorry, going on to the minute. Got you. We've got Caden coming in. Caden, welcome to the cockpit.
How's it going, Ryan?
Dude, I'm hanging in there. How you feeling tonight?
I am feeling great. I was sad I was gone out with my parents today when the news came in, but I was able to track it on my phone. I was listening to you, Leary, and all the other guys are happy. And I was like, oh, hell freaking yes.
Dude.
We finally got our guy.
Such a rush of emotions. Like I was just overwhelmed. It was like, dude, we've been waiting for so long, and I really think this guy's gonna play with a fire. I think he's pissed off. How did you feel about like the 90% retirement thing?
That was definitely interesting to see that he went in there thinking he was going to retire and then came out basically and things just started leading up to the Jets. So, I mean, that's good then in the eyes of other free agents if they're willing to at least they want to come here then. Now we have Rodgers, so that's all you can really ask for. Just going to make a quick comment before you boot me.
Sure.
So I did like to see that, I don't know if you saw that we were in on Fletcher Cox.
Ooh, I did not see that. That's awesome.
Yeah, he went back to the Eagles, but Daniel Rossini said that the Jets were trying hard to get him.
Okay.
And then we offered Jake Brendel, a center from San Francisco. So it does show me that at least Joe Douglas is serious about gaining those positions. So I'd like to see those two positions added. Mm-hmm. And then also I still would love to add a safety. What I was actually just thinking of earlier, Whitehead's going to get cut. But he's not going to get – he's going to be a 53-man roster cut. They're going to draft somebody, and they're going to let it – like they're going to duke it out. I mean, obviously the rookie's probably going to stay, but it'll be a battle between Clark and Whitehead. Most likely Whitehead's going to get cut. So I still think good chance we draft a safety in the second, maybe third round, probably who's like our ideal free safety. So –
I love that. I think it makes – I was gonna say I think that makes perfect sense. What you said about the defensive tackle, him being Douglas being in on that, being in on the center. Those were two guys that a lot of us were kind of like. Yeah, I'm happy that we're in on Fletcher Cox too. I mean, you're talking about how I want to be in on Calais Campbell. That would be my next, hopeful target. I think I really like going after center. I mean, maybe Ryan Kelly or Ben Jones. I think that's probably our next pivot point.
Kelly would need to be traded for, right? He's still on Indianapolis. Kelly need to be traded for, right?
Kelly hasn't been cut yet, and I know Lindsley hasn't been. I know he's probably staying. This is a Charger, but yeah, I don't know.
My idea at this point would just be to grab Ben Jones and then actually still like take someone like John Michael Schmitz, because Jones did have some concussion problems. So like if you have Jones go out, I mean you still have a great starting level center in John Michael Schmitz, who you can groom. So I'll get out of your hair, Ryan. I'll let you get some other calls. We got our guy though.
Boom! Caden, thank you so much for the call. You've been ejected from the cockpit. 3 Wayne, thank you so much for the super chat. I didn't see a message in there. If I see a message pop up, I'll save it and I'll pop it up onto the screen. So just send another thing in and I'll throw it up for you. Thank you so much. All right. We'll go to our next caller. We got Fabian. Fabian, how you doing, brother? Fabian, can you hear me? Fabian going once. Oh, he muted himself. I'm gonna boot you. You come back in. I'll have you back in. All right. We're gonna go to Edwin in just a second. I'm gonna change my timer because I feel like 1 minute is a little too short. We'll see. I might change it a little bit. Maybe we'll do a little 3-minute timer action. All right. We got Edwin joining the channel. Edwin, how you doing tonight?
Good. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Listen, I just want to shout out to all the Jets fans. Want to thank Jamal Adams. I'm really excited. Joe Douglas changed this, franchise around. Garrett Wilson changed it around. AVT, Sauce Gardner, okay, Brees Hall, okay. We get Becton back in shape, get him starting. I just can't wait. We need a Super Bowl. Listen, we can win 1 Super Bowl, but and give me the rest of the 10 years that we suck. I really don't care. Let's go,
dude.
Jets. Got my season tickets.
Mm-hmm.
Roll, baby.
Dude, I love it. When you heard the 90%, 90% retirement, 10% wanting to play, did you take that seriously from Aaron Rodgers, or how'd you feel about like hearing that aspect?
I had a feeling he wanted to play for us, especially when the GM came on, Murphy. That's his name.
Yep.
Yeah, when he said that, I was like, this guy's gone. Rodgers, he has a chip on his shoulder. He has something to prove. He's going to show everybody who's Aaron fucking Rodgers. And if he wins a fucking Super Bowl, sorry for cursing. If he wins a Super Bowl for the New York Jets, we will build him a statue in New York City. And
he's going to be a demigod. That's how big this is.
I know it's going to be tough in the AFC, with Mahomes and Joe Burrow, but we have a better team, especially on defense.
Yeah, I think so too. I think 100%. I mean, you look at like the weapons we have. We're even adding like his best weapon. Maybe not his best weapons, but I think Lazard was a great pickup. I think we still go out and we get Cobb. I mean, I'm just excited to see what vets may want to come here.
And for people freaking out because the media, they're trashing us. We have young talent. This was the best move. Listen, I have a Zach Wilson jersey. That jersey's getting pushed to the back of the closet until 2-3 years from now. Okay. We're all in, baby. Thanks for everything.
Dude, push all the chips into the center. You absolutely got to go all in. I don't think I have to worry at all about Zach Wilson. I'll keep it to the back of the closet like you just said. I think you just let him develop. You don't have to worry about it. I'm curious to see how Zach Wilson feels right now.
Let him mature behind his idol. He has to mature. Zach has all the tools. He has everything. It's his mind. Can he read a defense?
Mm-hmm.
Can he read his second read, his third read, his fourth read, his checkdowns? Can he do that? That's all he needs to do.
Just letting him sit and develop and like the pressure's off. Aaron Rodgers has played 5 consecutive seasons without missing a game. The guy, even when he's hurt, he's still playing. So you can at least rely on, even if it's baseline quarterback play. But a motivated Rodgers, you're getting a top 5 quarterback all day.
Yeah, this guy is going to be very, very, very motivated. And the Packers have no leverage. They have no leverage. They're going to get a 3rd-round pick in a conditional second. If a second. They have no leverage. They have to trade Rodgers. You need to do right by him how he did right by you. It's all that simple. History's repeating itself. Let's go, Jets.
I love it, brother. Edwin, you have been ejected from the cockpit. Oops, I just booted someone by mistake. Premature ejaculation. My bad. Yeah, call back in. Shit. Sorry. I hit a button and it screwed me up. 3 Wayne before said, we're getting Rodgers. Yeah, bitch. I love it. All right, Michael, I see you down there. All right, Michael was the next one up. So let me go over. Oh, hold on. Let me get to 2 more super chats, and then Michael, you're gonna be the next one up. Mr. Uglis, thank you for the super chat. Says, since the Packers have for leverage, send them a 4-pack of McNuggets, a Happy Meal, and a side of shut the fuck up and keep all our picks. Like Willy Wonka said, you get nothing, you lose. Good day, sir. I wonder how much leverage the Packers have, like in all reality, because they're not going to let him just sit. I think their only leverage would be if they don't want to pick this year, because then you talk, okay, we'll give you a 1st-round pick in 2024 if you wait till after the draft, I think, because then they push us against a timeline with like, okay, we want Rodgers in training camp and we don't want it to drag into the summer. I just want it done now. If you're going to pull that move, just make that move now so we don't have to like go through the whole offseason. MC, thank you for the super chat. Says, think about how much better our defense will get by Rodgers playing in practice. Dude, I completely agree. When you're playing against the best, what is it? Iron sharpens iron. Is that that's the saying? All right, we're going to Michael. Michael, how you doing tonight, brother?
Oh, I'm doing a lot better than on Monday. I'll tell you that for sure.
Feels good,
man.
right?
Oh, it feels amazing. I was in Manhattan today for work, and right after it was announced, I went to grab lunch, and there was like an 85-year-old Jets fan sitting on the corner with a Jets hat, smoking the fattest cigar.
It feels so good. Like, this is the first time. I shouldn't say the first time, but I feel like this last year we've had draft night, we've had the awards ceremony night with Klecko and Revis, and now we have this like all in like a 365-day calendar year. That to me feels like something's gonna happen. There's too many good things for us.
I think we should keep it rolling. Zeke got cut today. I think we should go to him and say, hey, no one believes in you right now. 1 year, prove it deal. Come here. We're winning it all. Be our 3rd down guy. Be our short yardage guy. Yo,
imagine if Zeke were to come in on like a vet min contract because he's already getting paid by Dallas some whatever amount he is. So it just offsets.
Like a Leonard Fournette. Exactly like a Leonard Fournette.
Exactly. That's interesting. I hadn't even thought of that.
Yeah.
I don't particularly like Zeke as a lead back, but if he was like your running back, like instead of Ty Johnson, you could get vet minimum Ezekiel Elliott, like that would be crazy.
Exactly. And also, I am lucky enough, my beautiful girlfriend, her family is inviting me out to Vegas next year.
What? Jets. That's cool.
So I'm definitely going out. I think we should get a whole group, take over that stadium. It's going to be Aaron Rodgers versus Jimmy G. Like, I am so freaking pumped. We're going to be out there with an actually good team to watch.
Oh, and then you got Aaron Rodgers kind of versus Devontae Adams, and then you get Devontae Adams versus Sauce, like actually on the field. That's going to be a crazy game. We're going to have so many primetime games this year. It's friggin' awesome.
For the first time in my life, I won't be stuck inside on 1 p.m. on a Sunday. I can go out and then come home and watch the football.
Right? It's like exciting. And now you look forward to watching highlights. I mean, I can't tell you. I've covered this team for the last 5 years, and it's been awful. It's been miserable. And now we finally have a quarterback, and we're going to win some games. The taste of victory we got this year, I was like chomping at the bit the rest of the season.
I cannot wait. My last thing before I get ejected is free agency draft. What's now our number one priority? Is it linebacker? Is it center? Is it tackle still? Where are you putting that star?
So I guess it depends what we wind up giving up. I still would like to target a veteran center if possible, and then target one like in the middle of the rounds. But let's say we give up the 2nd round pick. That first pick, I still would like to use a tackle. I don't know if that's where the Jets end up going, or if they want to trade down and try to recoup some picks. I'd be fine with that as well. I still want a safety. I'm open to that in the third round. I'm kind of like, I like that middle round. If I could get even like out of the first round entirely, I would take a bunch of second and third round picks. I think that would be really cool because those are the positions you're kind of looking for. It's like center, linebacker, safety. Tackle's the big one. That's why you might want to stay at 13 to get that, because you have 4 quarterbacks at the top of the draft, right? Regardless of where they all go, they should all be gone by the time 13 rolls around. So now right there, you have the top 9 players that you're looking at. 2 corners are probably going to go in that stretch. So a top 7 player is going to fall to pick number 13. That's how I'm kind of looking at it. So I don't want to give up that pick, and I think that's why Douglas is kind of being a stickler there. We got Christian. Ooh. Then we got Tigo. And then Blitz Crew, Mike, and Bo. Give me just a second. Sorry, I'm going to inject you. Let me hit these super chats real fast. Internet Explorer says, breaking, Jets brass flying out to meet with Rodgers. Is that true? That's awesome if it is. I'm a fan. Johnny D says, posted an epic pic of you on my story, Johnny Danks. I'll have to look at it. If you let me know if you tagged me in it or if I saw it already. I'm not sure, but thank you. Hulk Smasher Mom celebrates 24 months of membership. Says Rodgers doing the flying the Jet celebration. Dope. Yeah, I'd like to imagine he's like flying through his house right now with his arms stretched out. That's how I want my quarterback to be. All right. We've got Christian joining the show. Christian, how you doing?
Oh my God, what did we just do?
I love it. Dude, what were you doing when the news dropped? Were you like at work? Were you at school? Were you like, what was going on?
To be honest with you, I just got out of school. I was in my mom's car getting picked up, and then since I was in class, I couldn't watch your stream during class. So I looked at my phone, and then I see the news, and then I wasn't surprised, and I played some music for dramatical background, Sort of like a reaction video.
Yeah. So what are you hoping happens next? Like, are there players that you're hoping we target? Do you think there's different positions of need now?
So there's obviously we still need to upgrade our O-line, and maybe you could target like linebacker or safety, to be honest with you. So that's just what I'm thinking. But, I don't need to think about that right this second, because I need to enjoy this first.
You just got to celebrate. I could finally sleep at night. I'm going to sleep like a baby. Just knowing that Rodgers wants to be here, that was the biggest hurdle. Once I knew he wanted to play, which it seemed like, was going to be 99% sure, but we're Jet fans, so you got to wait for the definitive, yes, I want to be there. Now it's okay, now we're just waiting for the trade compensation. Do you have any feeling on what you think it's ultimately going to cost to get Aaron Rodgers?
I'm guessing that if you're trading a Hall of Fame quarterback, you give up our first round pick. But I don't know, since he's 39 years old, would he be worth a second round pick? But I'm guessing probably not.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think I definitely think you give up 13 if Green Bay is going to eat some of the salary. I think that's how we work it. It's all right, if you're going to do that, I don't really want to give up 13, but or maybe it's oh, we're going to wait till after June 1st. We'll give you the first round pick, but now you have to eat the salary. And then the Jets get an even better deal. I'm cool waiting until June if that's all that it takes.
Yes, I agree. And, this team is going to be a whole hell of a watch, next season, because, of the weapons we have on offense, and Garrett Wilson having 1,000 yards with nobody throwing to him, and our top 5 defense, oh man, this team is going to be something to watch next year.
Dude, record prediction. What do you think we finish at?
I'm guessing maybe 13-4. Mark it down. 13-4.
I love it, Christian. You've been ejected from the cockpit. All right, we got my boy Tigo hopping on. Tigo, how you doing tonight? You want to be on video or you don't want to be on video?
Fantastic.
All right, I think I put you in the wrong one. Hold on.
Yes, you
Bam.
did.
There you go.
Oh,
How you doing
man.
tonight, Tigo?
Oh, I don't know about you guys, but I literally feel like 10 to 15 pounds lighter. I was just carrying all of it. Just in my, I just couldn't deal with it. And then the
Stress
news,
and like,
and then I just I feel like I could float. It's just like, we deserve this. I said this before, like, we're finally not going to waste the talent that we have on this team. We went out and we got the guy. Like, this is the best case scenario for everybody involved on this team. And like, the thing that gets me really excited is like, we're finally going to see what this run game can be, because we're finally going to see what this pass game can be. Like, Garrett Wilson, 2,000 yards isn't out of the realm of possibility when you have Aaron throwing the ball. It's like, Brees, even if he comes into the season late, 1,500 combined yards? Like, who's going to be able to stop anybody? You commit too many guys to the run, you got Garrett and Elijah taking the top off of you. You commit too many guys to the back, all right, Brees is going to run it down your throat. Like, it's just, it feels so good to finally look at this team and be like, yeah, we're done. Like,
Dude,
yeah, we need DT, we're done.
Sure.
Just go in the chip.
The smile on your face is exactly how I've been feeling all day today. Like shit-eating grin the entire day. You can't take me down. It doesn't matter. I don't care what happens the rest of the day. Doesn't matter. Jets got Aaron Rodgers, or gonna get Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, it's one of those things, and it's just like, and here's
Stop
the
here,
thing.
Gentlemen Sports. Sorry. J-E-T-S. Sorry about that. Yeah.
No, you're good, man. It's one of those things where it's just like, now we've gotten to a point to where, like, not only is Aaron upset because of the fact that, like, Green Bay just straight up lied to him, right? Like, they said, hey, we love you. We want you to be a Packer forever. Go into the darkness retreat. We'll wait for you. Goes in, and he's like, hey, you want Aaron? You want Aaron? You want Aaron? You want Aaron? Aaron for third?
Say, oh, he doesn't know. He doesn't know. So, like, highest bidder? Yeah.
Who wants Aaron? Come on.
Motivation.
And then he comes back out and he finds out, not even from like a Goody text, like, hey, when you were in there, we talked, we've kind of decided that we're going to move in this direction. We've been shopping you. But like Jamal Williams, that's when he said my friends or other players, I knew it was Jamal Williams because he was at the combine. And I was just like, yeah, Jamal texted you is what happened.
Oh,
he heard all the rumblings. He texted you. You opened up your phone and you're like, they're shopping me?
It's like,
what?
Wait a second.
And so you get a pissed off Aaron Rodgers, and you get a, he's immediately in that position, has taken away all of the leverage from Green Bay. Because what are you going to do? You're not going to trade him at this point? They did everything right.
But you got two deadlines now, because like the Packers don't have to trade him before June 1st. Like the Jets aren't going to say no if they say, yeah, you got to wait till June 1st. Okay, you're not getting a pick in this year's draft. We get to use all our fucking draft picks. Whatever, that's your fault. If you want the draft pick this year, you got to trade him before the draft. If not, then who's to say, like, maybe the first round pick's not on the table now. Now, like 2024, now it's like, okay, well, guess what? Now you got to eat some contract to get that number one pick in 2024, and then we'll give you a conditional pick in 2025 based on how he plays.
That's honestly, I know that we're all ready to be like, okay, let this thing just be done. Honestly, that's the best case scenario, in my opinion, is like, okay, screw next year. Keep everything this year and just screw next year. Next year's going to be the 32 pick. Like, you just go under the assumption that it's the 32nd overall pick. And then you say, you know what? You can have one pick and you can have the 32nd pick. And then you put like a top 15 protection on it just in case, right? We've been down this road before, and you just go like, if it's a top 15 pick, you push it back a year kind of a thing. And then at that point, I'm like, cool, let's run it. You're telling me we get to keep 13, we get to keep 43, and we get all of that stuff. Sign me up. We load up in this year's draft. We load up for this team, and let's just go do the thing, man. Let's just go win it. Because I think with this team and this coaching staff, we're ready to do it.
Yeah, I think it's fascinating to figure out the whole, like, dynamic that's going to go on, because I feel like we have all the positions locked in, and now you're looking at like, okay, well, when do we really want a trade done? Like, I don't see any situation where Aaron Rodgers is not a New York Jet quarterback at some point. And the only leverage that I see later on being like, let's say, the Packers want to wait till June 1st. Fine. That's not a problem. We wait till June 1st. Now it's like, all right, well, you better give us your first, or we're going to hold this into training camp. That's where I think things get a little sticky, but I'm cool with giving up the first round pick at that point.
I think that trade needs to be done, like, in the sense of like everybody's involved has signed, minus like there has to be a situation where like if you're doing that, you're putting it in place way before June 1st, and you're having the Packers sign the dotted line, and the person who, like, the team that's holding the cards at that point is the Jets, so they can't do that. Because if the Packers decided to pull some funny business, we also have to remember that Aaron Rodgers can still go nuclear and screw that entire situation up. If they get anywhere near close to the cap and he decides to retire before June 1st, it's a $99 million dead cap hit. It's not like they can just sit here and mess around with anybody or whatever they want. No. Aaron chose the Jets. We chose him. We're in lockstep. They're the ones that are not in the, I guess, the circle of agreement, the triangle of agreement right now. And Aaron Rodgers ultimately holds the biggest card, which is, I can just instantly erase $100 million from your cap. Just instantly. I sign a paper that I can unsign a day later. It doesn't matter. I can just screw you.
Well, I think they have to release him from the retired list. I think that's what has to happen, because that's what the Jets did, right, with Favre. It was like, okay, he's like, I'm going to retire, and then it's like, okay, then the Jets released his rights. That's why he was able to go to the Vikings. So I think the Packers would still have to release him, but he puts them in a very precarious situation if he retires and then comes back after June 1st.
It's one of those situations where, like, again, we would still make the trade, because that's what we did with Green Bay with Favre. Favre retired, and then he was like, I'll unretire for the Jets. And so he unretired and we traded for him. So that's like what I'm talking about, is just like, if he retires, like, what are you going to do? You're just going to sit here with $100 million in dead cap hit? Of course not. Like, you're trying to see if you have love, and especially in a weak NFC. Like, you guys can maybe still go do the thing if Jordan Love pans out. Like I said, I'm so ready for this offseason and for like what's going to happen. I just need to start seeing the tweets rolling in of Jets have signed X player. Like, go get me Ben Jones,
Calais Campbell, Ben Jones. Like, let's stack some vets in
off
here.
the table, and that hurt me because I wanted him. But like, go get me a DT. Go get me a safety. I just want to see. Go get me a center. I want to see that coming in. The New York Jets have signed X, but I'm so ready for this ring. I'm so excited for this season.
I love it. Tigo, any last words before I get to some more callers?
Nah, man, just go Jets. We finally got our guy.
I love it. Guys, go follow Talking Jets with Tigo. He's a great YouTuber on the platform. Head over there. Tigo, thank you so much. You've been ejected from the cockpit. All right, Ali, I'm going to get to a few more calls. I got Blitzcrew, Mike, and then Avery, and then I'll get to you, Ali. So up next, hold on. Blitzcrew, I'm going to throw you in, but give me 1 second. I'm missing a super chat here. Let me go through this. Keith drops in the super chat, says it's time for this Florida boy to go to his first primetime game at MetLife. Super Bowl bound, baby. Shotgunning a beer for you, fellas. Let's go. Keith, thank you so much for the super chat. E Boogie comes in, says the Jets will be undefeated this year. I love your enthusiasm. I'm right there with you. 17-0 or 20-0 is our record, right? Stick it to the Pats. That would feel really nice. Steven drops in, says, I'm ready for those season tickets this year. Go Jets. I love the enthusiasm, boys and girls. Blitz Crew, how you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing great, Ryan. Oh, God. How many years have we been waiting for this? I've been waiting for this since the Kotite era.
Dude.
Yeah. But
dude, were you watching the McAfee show? Like, when it happened? Like, what was going? Where were you in your day?
I was working, so like every time I finished with the patient, I rushed to my phone to check to see what was going on.
It's just like, oh man, did it happen? Did it happen yet? Dude, it just feels like the whole fan base is buzzing. I don't know if you've watched any TV or anything like that, but it feels like we're not even like getting a lot of love.
No, not at all. Because all Rap and Chef are all trying to protect themselves from
That's
Aaron
almost
giving
what I
them
was
the
going to
business,
say is
but,
like, do you think the networks are pissed off that they couldn't break it and this guy broke it on fucking YouTube of all the platforms you could break it on, and like
definitely.
now they're going to spin it a different way because they didn't get the report. It's crazy.
Exactly. I mean, if you can't get the news from ESPN, why? Gosh, what are you looking for? But yeah, this is the first step towards the dream. Getting the Super Bowl, and the other dream, spanking the Patriots so bad in Foxborough, where Belichick walks out post game, cries and retires. That is the dream.
Oh, dude, I want us to be in victory formation on the Patriots and just like, we could run out the clock, but we're not. We're going to try and score again. Like that's what I want. I want to just make them hurt for all the hurt that they've caused us for the last 20 years. I want them to feel it. Just, I want to rub their nose in it. I want them to be the most pissed off fan base that I could possibly make them.
Belichick should be seeing ghosts, not us.
Oh,
anymore.
yeah, that would be beautiful. Dude, if we can hang 50 points on them in our first game, over the moon. Worth the wait. Whatever it took, worth the wait.
Oh, God. Now we just got to, get our house in order for Aaron to do his best work, get him a center to keep him safe, figure out our O-line situation. In a perfect world, everyone's healthy, and our O-line, aside from center, is great, but obviously, we're Jets fans. We can't pray for best-case scenarios.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I don't want to count my chickens too much before they, hatch, but at the same time, I'm feeling pretty confident. We got the skill players. We got the defense. As long as the health works out, our health was shot on the offensive line last year, and that was a historically wonky kind of injury class. Every tackle got hurt. I'm sure we'll get other injuries, but I don't think tackle is going to be as bad as it was last year. That seems like a statistical improbability.
We were on our 6th, 7th tackle.
It was crazy. Remmers, I don't even remember all the other guys' names. It's crazy.
Yeah.
We had guards playing tackle, got pulling guys off the street. Absolutely nuts. Blitzkrieg, any last words?
No, I'm just I'm praying for that O-line to come together so Aaron can show us what's what.
I love it. Blitzkrieg, thank you so much for the call. You've been ejected from the cockpit. All right, we got Mike joining the show. Mike, how you doing tonight? Whoop. Mike, can you hear me? All right, while Mike tries to figure that out, I'm just going to pull this super chat up real quick. Hennessy comes in and says, Packers have zero leverage, and you're trading with Joe Douglas. Good luck. Packers go for a 4th and Corey Davis, Trader Joe, ready to fleece. I love it. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think we're still going to have to give up something reasonable. I think a 2nd and a conditional pick next year is what it should be. If Trader Joe can get him to spend some money and or eat some money too, that would be kind of cool. But heck, I'm just happy to potentially have the quarterback. All right, Mike, can you hear me now? All right, I can't hear you, so I think I'm going to put you back in the green room, try to figure that out, and then I'm going to hop down to Avery. Avery, what's up, dude? Welcome. Oh, wait, why can't I hear you? Hold on. Are you talking? Is it something from me? It might be something on my end. Can you guys hear Avery at all? I can't tell. I might have screwed something up on my side. Let me try Ali. Let me see if Ali's got some volume. Ali, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How are you?
All right, we've got audio. Okay, Avery, I'm going to just put you back in the green room for a little bit, try to figure that out, and I'll go back over to you. Ali, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. It's been a while since I've been on the show, but it's awesome that I'm coming on for this circumstances.
Dude, it's been a while. I am so excited. What were you doing when the Aaron Rodgers, Pat McAfee show was going on? Were you in class? Were you working?
I'm not going to lie to you. So I had it in the background. Literally, I was sitting in this chair. On my laptop, I had you on. And I saw you react. And I'm just like, this guy is hammered.
Oh,
you were just chugging that champagne.
I loved it. I was sore for the rest of the day. I was like, okay, I got to pound water. I've got some honey tea right now, trying to get my voice back. I'm shot. I'm
I got
toasted.
my hookah ready to go, so I'm celebrating.
I love it. I love it. So how do you think this all goes down? Like, when do you think this trade actually goes through? What do you think happens? Like, what's the compensation? How are you feeling right now?
So how I'm feeling is I think it will go down in maybe a week or so. I think they just, especially with Aaron Rodgers coming out and he told exactly what's going on, I think the Packers are going to feel it. And the Jets are also going to feel it. And they're like, let's just get this done. Let's start our off seasons so you can start focusing on free agent. And also the draft is about to approach us. So if you want picks and we're giving up picks, let's get this settled with. Let's get your quarterback. You want Jordan Love. We want Aaron Rodgers. Let's just get our seasons going for us. So I think it could, I know the June 1st date that everyone's talking about. I don't think it's going to last that long. Or like people were saying training camp. The Jets want Aaron Rodgers for OTAs and training camp. They want him to communicate with the players, his teammates, and all the younger guys just to get on the same page. So I think they're going to try whatever they can to get it done in a week. And, there's a lot of people that saying they're giving weird-ass timelines where like 3-4 weeks, a month, September. And I'm like, no, it's a week. I think it's going to be like in a week or so.
Dude, I hope it happens fast, but there's a little part of me that like is sort of looking at like the revenue that could be gained from him not signing. Like, it's for the Packers' benefit for him to wait and get traded after June 1st. The Jets, as long as you kind of like have him there for training camp, I feel like you're probably all right. And then I have a really good hunch that the Jets are going to wind up getting Hard Knocks this year. We got the Hall of Fame quarterback. We got the Hall of Fame guys. Like, it seems like a lock. And if you're trying to trade for Aaron Rodgers, that's fucking Hollywood level stuff going into Hard Knocks, along with the Quinnen Williams contract and everything. I could see like a situation where the NFL is like, hey, this is going to go through, but like we're waiting on this.
No, for sure. I didn't want to interrupt you, but Solomon Thomas is signing back with the Jets on a one-year deal.
Ooh, I like it. I like it. Did he say how much?
$3.9 million.
Great deal. Love it. Glad we're getting him back.
And like we need depth there, especially with Rankins going somewhere else. We needed depth on the defensive line. So, that's what I was trying to focus on because I want this offseason to start now with Aaron Rodgers. Just get that done with because we need other needs. We lost some players too, so we need to figure out everything else. Like Aaron Rodgers, yeah, he's Aaron Rodgers, but we need to focus on offensive line and defensive line now and try to figure that out as well. So especially the safety position, which I think is going to be more of the draft. But we need to get guys in now. Like people are running away with players, and we just can't just sit around anymore.
Do you see guys that you want that are out there right now, or how do you want to address maybe certain positions? You had mentioned safety in the draft. I agree with you. I think that would be a smart move. And then you kind of leverage Whitehead's contract as like, okay, either restructure for less money, try to win a ring with us, or we're going to cut you for this young kid, and we got Chuck Clark and like that sort of thing.
I honestly think the one thing I do like about Aaron Rodgers, I feel like he's engaged with the front office and Joe Douglas, and he's giving us a list of, what he wants. He's not giving you a wish list like he said. He's telling you who can make this team better and what they can try to do. And I think he's probably giving them pointers of what to do. He's been in the NFL for so long, and he's been having success. So he's trying to bring a winning culture here. And for some positions, especially like offensive line, obviously Lazard was a good signing just for the Jets in general, even if Rodgers was not coming. Lazard is a talented receiver, which fits perfectly on our team right now. And then you get rid of Corey Davis probably. And, you have a solid wide receiver core. But if he wants more, he wants more. But with what the Jets are doing right now is perfect. This team is ready to win. It's ready to go do whatever. If they want to go for a championship, let them go. But, it's about just getting this crap over with now.
Oh, bless me. Thank me. I need a Quinnen Williams button. That's what I got to do. Yeah, dude, we gotta
get that going.
Yeah, I think he's going to wait till August. I don't think we get that done soon.
No.
I feel like we try to see how much money we could work.
All over the place with Rodgers, it's going to be very hectic.
Yeah, it's almost like as much as I love Quinnen and I hope we keep him long term, there's almost something to be said for like, hey, it's going to be cheaper for us to do it this way, and we have a better shot at a ring. But I just hope they do right by him. I hope they pay him, and I hope he doesn't try to rake us over the coals. We'll see what he winds up taking or whatnot. Ali, any other things for our show?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably one of our memorable off seasons so far, and since maybe 2015, since we've been actually excited, since the Brandon Marshall era and Eric Decker. But this feels different. I feel like we have a young core that we can establish, and Rodgers, I could see him playing 2 to 3 years if we really signed him and at a high level. And we got a pissed off Rodgers. We have a pissed off Rodgers coming to New York, and people were saying about media and all that stuff. Look at how he's handled media. He told a reporter, a national reporter, to shut up, pretty much.
Dude, I love it. I feel like we've been fucking like dragged through the dirt by the media for the last 10, 15 years, and to like see our quarterback or next quarterback or whatever you want to call him, you like drag them through the mud, and to have it break on like YouTube instead of on one of the major networks by one of the major guys that's plugged into everything. I love it. I love it.
One more thing though, like I feel like this is the moment where all of us were watching this happen on the Pat McAfee show, and I feel like this is one thing we're gonna remember where we were, what we were doing for the rest of our lives, because that's the moment where we got our quarterback that knows how to win football games, and something that we thought it was a pipe dream of Aaron Rodgers coming to New York. I remember 2 years ago, no one was like, nah, that was mentioned 2 years ago. But they're like, no. Even in January, no one thought that. But now he went on his little retreat, and now he's a New York Jet, pretty much. So it's awesome, and to see what they do next, especially in the draft, and how this young team just develops around Rodgers, and also for Zach Wilson, can he help Zach Wilson develop into the quarterback Joe Douglas drafted him for, and what they saw in him? So that's also a big stage for the Jets, and I think Rodgers coming to the team just helps in all scenarios. Hopefully, I am right about that because I see the potential and what it can do. Hopefully, it just does not backfire on us. But right now, we should all be happy that Aaron Rodgers is our quarterback.
Well, Ali, if you guys don't follow Ali, go over on Instagram, Loyal NY Jet fans. Ali posts some great content over here. Do you have the YouTube channel up and running yet? I know you were talking about doing it.
No. I'm a TikTok running now. I'm starting that up. So I haven't really done much posting on there, but yeah, I'm starting TikTok, not YouTube.
Plug it. Come on. Let us know where we can find you.
Yeah, just Loyal NYJet fans. I also do officialloyalnetwork.com. That's where all my articles go. That's where interviews and a couple podcasts are going to be on there now too in the next few weeks. So definitely be on there. I was kind of away from media for 3-4 months because of health reasons. So back at it and trying to get better. And hopefully I'll see you guys there.
I love it. Ali, thank you so much for your time. You have been ejected from the cockpit. Ali, that was great. I see the Solomon Thomas stuff. How much was Solomon Thomas re-signed for? I want to add that in here. It was 3 point something, I think, is what Ali said. Ali, can you still talk to me? I don't know if I might be able to hear you still.
3.9.
3.9. There we go. Thank you so much. 3.9 million. All right. Let me do... Sorry, trying to update graphics on the fly here. All right. We're going to go back to Avery. Let's give you another shot. Avery, how you doing tonight, brother?
I am so excited. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Talk to me.
Hey, listen, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Jets' time. I've been waiting for the Jets to be relevant for such a long time. I'm tired of going to work. I'm tired of dealing with people coming to me, but like, "Oh, you're a Jets fan? I'm sorry." Like, it's done with. It's something that we don't have to worry about anymore. Listen,
you can wear it with pride, right?
Yes,
that,
yes.
That logo on your chest.
Oh, listen, congratulations with your daughter. I'm actually going to be a father next month, and I can't wait to shower with the Jets and Aaron Rodgers jersey. She has no idea what she's getting herself into.
Congratulations. I love that. I heard this baby girl, congratulations. She's going to wrap you right around your finger.
Yeah, she's going to either be screaming for two things, because I'm a horror streamer, so I stream a lot of horror games. She's going to either hear me screaming for the Jets or screaming playing horror games. So, and so watching the Pat McAfee show, I've seen so many scary things in my life, and I have never been so shaken hearing when Rodgers is like, I was 90%. thinking about retiring. And I was like, oh man, this is the news. He's gonna literally drop it that he's retiring, and it's gonna be same old Jets. But then he's like, but the decision was already made for me. I was like, he's coming to the Jets. He's coming to the Jets. I'm gonna get the Aaron Rodgers tattooed on my back. No, I'm just kidding.
Dude, my heart skipped a beat for a little bit there. I was like, oh my God, he's about to retire. And then he said like 90. I was 90% sure before the darkness, and I was like, I don't know how much I love that. Like, is he going to tell me now he's 100% ready to retire at the end? I was like, there's too many chips in place. It just seems like it's got to be a lock. He's got to be coming here. But dude, he did make me panic for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say this: we have so much more work to do. Yes, Aaron Rodgers is the first piece, but our defensive line needs so much work. We've lost a lot of bodies. Solomon Thomas was a great pickup, but we still need to work on that. Our safeties still need help. We have so many holes that we need to fix. The offensive line, if we get Aaron Rodgers, or which we will, we still need to protect the man. If he's going to come all the way to come here to win us a chip, protect the man. Come on. You got
to invest in the line. I like that the Jets were in on Brendel, the 49ers center.
Yeah.
I hope we go after Ben Jones with our offensive coordinator coming from Tennessee. I feel like that's a natural fit.
Last thing I'm going to say is I went to the Thursday night game against the Jaguars versus the Jets, and that was the most miserable time I've ever had in my life. The fact that this is going to change, this is such a generational move for the Jets, I can't wait to buy tickets. I can't wait to feel the atmosphere and hear Jets, Jets. Let's go, baby.
I love it, Avery. You have been ejected from the cockpit. We've got Packers fan, then Ryan, then Bo coming up. I just want to get to some super chats real quick, and then I'll throw you guys in here. Steven drops in, says, my dad gifted me season tickets a few months ago for graduating college. Best timing ever. First super chat, but been watching for years. Love the video. Steven, thank you so much. Awesome that you're going to season tickets, or awesome that you got the season tickets. I'm definitely going to come out for a few games. I got to figure out what games I'm going to go to, but I will let you guys know as soon as I know that. Angel drops in with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. We have Christopher coming in, says Jamal Williams signed with the Saints 3 years, $12 million. Yeah, I was a little disappointed to see that. That was exactly what I pegged him for, too. I was like, $4 million a year. You bring him in here. Our running back room is less than $8 million a year. It would have been great. But I like him going with Carr down in New Orleans. Their personalities are going to sync up perfectly. And he would have been a luxury. $4 million on a running back when you already have a bunch of really good running backs. Someone mentioned it earlier in the stream. Like, Zeke Elliott just got cut. If you can give him the vet minimum contract because he's already getting paid by the Cowboys, imagine him as your third back, like wanting to win a ring. That's just like having Leonard Fournette. Maybe that's somewhere that they try to go. Joe S. came in with a super chat saying, I want to see Brady Quinn's prediction now. Let's fucking go. Yeah, screw Brady Quinn. I'm so done with that guy. Frankie comes in, says he wants to come, but Green Bay ain't playing fair. Well, I think they want to get their leverage is having him under contract. The only issue is I think the Jets are not going to be overly concerned about getting Aaron Rodgers right now until training camp. So I can see a situation where, benefits the Packers to wait till June 1st. And then, the Jets are going to get their draft pick this year if they want to wait that long. And then you wind up, giving a first round pick for next year. And I'm fine with giving the 2024 first round pick if that's what it winds up being. But it depends how, do the Packers want a pick this year to help their young quarterback develop this year and help them to evaluate this year? Or do the Jets say, no, we're not budging. We're just going to wait. We'll give you the first round pick after the draft. No harm, no foul. We get a full complement of weapons. I think the Jets are probably okay doing that. I'm fascinated to see where it all kind of shakes out. I'm excited to talk to our next guy up, but I have two more smaller super chats real quick. Or not smaller, but just shorter word length. Mike D drops in and says, I do games with my job. Would love to meet up, bro. Dude, absolutely. Usually me, Matt, and Green Bean plan to go to the home opener. I have to make sure everything checks out, but that should be the plan. Leo dropped in saying, why not go for Kareem Hunt? Possibility. Maybe. It's possible. I think he's going to get more money to go elsewhere, though. All right, let's jump over to the phone lines again. I got Packers fan. Packers fan, how you doing today?
What's up, man? How are you? Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. How are you feeling? I'm going to take the timer off because I like that you're calling in as a Packer fan. I just want to hear, how you're feeling about today. I thought Aaron Rodgers handled it really well as far as the complimentary things he said about the Packers. I mean, you could tell it was a heartfelt, conversation. I think, at least to the
Yeah,
fans.
no. As a Packers fan, I absolutely hold no ill feeling towards Rodgers. I'm one of the younger Packer fans. I'm 24, so I kind of remember a little bit of the Favre 2008 whole drama, but I was only 10, so I wasn't remembering too much. But what I do know is kind of reading old articles and talking to fans. It's kind of similar ending where the older quarterback feels like they've been pushed out. Bad communication. I really think the front office, while I personally like our front office currently, I think they've made mistakes here. But overall, I think this trade will happen. I think all three individuals, organizations, people are ready to move on. But actually, my feelings are not actually what I came here to talk to you about at all.
Okay.
I came here to say like I'm like a Jets fan for the next maybe year or year and a half. I'm still a Packers fan. You guys are gonna be my AFC team. I'll be
I love it.
following you guys. I just looked up like Jets fans reaction and I saw your page and I was like, all right, this sounds cool. This guy seems like he knows what he's talking about. And then I listened for a little bit and I was like, let me hop on and give my thoughts. I just had a couple of things that I wanted to say though.
Sure. Yeah. Shoot.
Uh, the first one was I don't know if anybody else heard during McAfee show. Rogers was like he was like, did anybody ask you about the darkness retreat? And he's like, yeah, Rob asked me about it, and I was like, anybody else notice that? I was kind of asking her, like he said it Rob so casually, like he didn't say Robert Salah, he didn't say Coach Salah, he just said Rob. I was like, that's kind of interesting,
It would almost like a term of endearment, like saying Rob instead of Robert, or yeah. I understood. I like that. I didn't think of that.
The connection is there, but then that brings me to my second point. Rodgers has never had a defensive head coach. Both of his coaches have been Mike McCarthy, offensive coach, offensive coordinator background, Matt LaFleur, offensive coordinator background. I think personally this could really help Rodgers in a sense. Him and Hackett can focus on the offense. I'm going to get to I didn't like watch a lot of the Jets last season, but I followed some Jets reporters last season and just kept hearing about the offensive line issues, injuries. Brees Hall, I think, went down like midway towards the season.
Yeah, we lost him after the game with you guys. We played Denver the following week. We lost Brees Hall and AVT, our arguably two of our three best weapons, within I think it was 45 minutes of one another.
Right. So the offensive coordinator part with Hackett, I think if Salah's, I think Rodgers respects Salah a lot because of the background with the Niners and how much the Niners basically dominated us defensively the last few seasons. And I think having a coach that Rodgers already respects, I was just like, oh, that's kind of interesting to me. And then we already know his relationship with Hackett. I don't think the offense will be a problem. It might be a little, takes a couple weeks to get going. If this trade happens real quick and he can get some time to throw with, the Garrett Wilsons of the world, which is a beast. I watched him. I'm from Minneapolis, so I watched him at the Vikings game. And he was like cooking, man. He was cooking the Vikings, which I like to see because I don't like the Vikings.
So now, do you think Rodgers is washed? Like I've heard people say, oh, he had a down year. Like, talk to me. What is the truth about Rodgers?
Okay, so he definitely this is obviously not 2011, 2014 Rodgers anymore.
Sure,
his athleticism is not there anymore. I do think when I think of a washed quarterback, I think of 2014 Manning, or 2015 Manning, and then 2020 Breeze. And I think it always starts with the zip of the ball. You can just tell when a quarterback that zip is just not there anymore. The ball's not getting all the way there. Rodgers still has that zip. He still has that arm strength. However, that gets to my third point. All this talk about these offensive skill players, throw that all in the trash. Offensive line. The reason why Tom Brady won the Super Bowl with Tampa in 2020 was that offensive line did not allow anybody to do anything in all three postseason games, especially against my Packers. I don't know what the Jets need to do. I don't know your offensive line too much. I know you guys have had some injuries in the tackles, and I heard some talk about getting a center.
We definitely need a center. Center's the big piece that we don't have under contract.
tell me a little bit about the offensive line. Like, is it looking good? Because I'm a Jets fan now. Like, I need to know
Sure,
what's
sure.
going on.
Yeah, no. So, guys that are listening, we have a Packers fan here that is becoming a Jets fan because Aaron Rodgers is coming over to New York. Our offensive line, our former number 11 overall pick in Mekhi Becton has been hurt the last 2 seasons. We did move him over to the right-hand side. We brought in Dwayne Brown, who's like 38 years old. He played left tackle for us. We had I think we went down to 6 or 7 tackles at one point throughout the whole year. So that's what we're kind of dealing with. George Fant is going to be gone. We're not re-signing him. We do have Max Mitchell, who we drafted in the 4th round last year, but he's going to be still grooming, learning behind Becton. But we're just hoping Becton stays healthy. We have the number 13 overall pick right now. So Jet fans are hoping to hold on to that pick. So that way we can draft a tackle. Depending on what happens with our trade, if the 1st round pick goes, then you're probably going with a center in the 2nd round. I still like the idea of bringing in like a vet center. How would you feel about Rodgers playing with a rookie center? Like, should there be maybe more consideration towards a veteran, or like would you be any concerned about a rookie in front of him?
So the Packers, we drafted a rookie center in 2021, Josh Myers. He ended up, there's a lot of debate between our fan base, between him and Creed Humphrey, who's on the Chiefs. And Myers, I do think he had to learn by trial on fire. Bringing a rookie center to a quarterback like Rodgers, where he's very extensive with his play calls. He wants to hurry up a lot, and he's kind of like the brain of the offense. I do think I would consider more of like a veteran offensive center. Similar, I have to keep remembering like the Brady thing, because I do think this is very similar with Brady going to the Buccaneers, a team that really just needed a quarterback. If you remember the 2019 Buccaneers, with Winston, that defense was really good majority of the season. Everybody was talking about they need to get rid of Winston, they need to go get a veteran quarterback. Boom, Brady became available. He came in, won right away. So I think you guys do need to draft some tackles, get some veteran tackles. I liked Garrett Wilson. I liked Brees Hall from what I've seen the last few weeks he played, the 8 weeks or whatever. Overall, I'm going to be watching the Jets a lot, man. I don't want to be here too long, but I just want to let you know, I think Rodgers with a defensive coach like Salah will be interesting. I'll be rooting for the Jets to win the AFC East.
Dude, I love it. Packers fan, you have been ejected from the cockpit. Thank you so much for your call. Guys, let me just get to some super chats. Then I got Ryan, Bo, and Fabian, and then Matt on deck. So just hang tight with me. Hennessy drops in saying yesterday's price is not today's price. Sorry, Pax. I think you also have to have a little good faith. Like, you are trading for a Hall of Fame quarterback. You don't have to. I don't think we have to hold them over a barrel. I don't think they should hold us over a barrel. I think it should be like this is a fair deal. It's hard to do that, but I think that's what I'd like to see. Marcos drops in with a super sticker. Thank you so much. It's a Chiba going, woo! Thank you. Blitz Crew comes in. Thoughts on bringing Pat Elflein back? I definitely wasn't thinking that. I don't know how he played at center last year. I know he was pretty bad with us. I mean, maybe he has some depth. I don't want him being the starting guy. I would be a little upset with that. All right. We've got Ryan joining the show. Ryan, how you doing tonight, brother?
I'm doing amazing, dude. How you doing?
I'm feeling really good, dude. Aaron Rodgers is going to be a New York fucking Jet.
Let's fucking go, dude. I've got a few things, and I'm probably going to make everyone laugh in here, but my wife and I were huge Disney fans. You know who Joe Douglas reminds me of?
Who?
Captain Jack Sparrow.
How so?
Because the way he does his trades and the way he robs all these other teams, it's like
robs them blind.
When you sit here, you watch, Jack Sparrow talk, and he's being questioned about something, and the way he words things makes you sit there and think for a second. What did he just say? Like, it's kind of confusing, and you have to rewatch it, and you're like, oh, now it makes sense. And I feel like Joe Douglas does that with a lot of GMs, and then after the fact, they're like, wait a second, what just happened?
Dude, I mean, he pulls the fleece over guys' eyes. Look at what we got for Sam Darnold. Look at what we got for Jamal Adams. Even Steve McClendon,
Blake
Cashman, Chris Herndon. Like, we're getting picks for guys we were going to cut.
This is ridiculous, dude. So I got a couple questions for you.
Shoot.
What would you rather, Rankins or Sue?
So Rankins, I think, signed with Houston is what I heard. Ndamukong Suh would be interesting. I wasn't really thinking that. I was kind of hoping for Calais Campbell. I just heard we re-signed Solomon Thomas to a 1-year, $3.9 million deal. So I guess that provides a little bit of depth. I still want someone else.
But Sue on a 1-year deal on a snap
that would be
count
cool.
in the middle.
I'd have to look and see. I don't know how. I haven't watched him. I don't know how good he is as far as the run, because that's kind of the piece we're missing. But if he can come out and spell, Quinnen Williams, that would be awesome. That would be really cool. I don't know. Have we heard any rumors about where he might be going? Like, is he trying to go back to the Eagles again?
I haven't heard a damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
One word about it, and I don't know if he'd be willing to come. Or
he's an interesting personality. Like, I don't love the person that Sue is. Like, I like who Calais Campbell is.
Throughout his career, though, he's became more mature.
I think so. I think that's fair. I think the last 5 years are definitely different from the first 6 or 7, however long he's been in the league.
Yeah, and I agree. So, the other question as far as receiver goes, what do you think the chances are of us getting D-Hop?
I think it's pretty far-fetched because I don't think we're going to spend a lot more on our weapons. I think we're going to bring in Cobb, and I think D-Hop ends up going – I could see him going to the Patriots. I could see him going to maybe Dallas. I think there's a few different spots. I don't think we're going to be in on him. I wouldn't mind it, but I don't think Joe's going to give up any assets, and he's got a little bit higher of a contract, I would think, than maybe some of these other guys. I would prefer to go after maybe a Thielen for free and just the contract than going and trading a pick for D-Hop at this point.
Okay, I mean, that makes sense. Fair enough.
Ryan, thank you so much for the call. You've been ejected from the cockpit. I love it. Love the timer. We got Bo joining the show. Bo, how you doing tonight? Oh, hold on 1 second. It has you muted. Try one more time. I can't hear you now. I'm going to put you back in the green room for just a second. I'll go right back to you once you get it working again. Oh,
hey.
Wait. I think it just worked. Hold on. Give me 1 second. All right. Resetting the timer. What's up, Bo? Welcome to the cockpit. I got you loud and clear.
All right. J-E-T motherfucking S. It is on. It is on.
It feels good, right? Dude.
So, yeah, no, I'll be 37 this year. I've never been this optimistic about this team my whole life. So,
dude, I feel the same way. Like, this is the most confident I think I've felt since 2010.
Oh, yeah, no. So, knee deep in Rex Ryan, 1 year with Testaverde, Chad Pennington in Oakland before his shoulder blew out. Those are like the only things that are comparable as far as momentum. But yeah, no, I mean, we got a lot of holes to fill, though. Like a few of the other callers mentioned, like the one thing I'm big on is offensive line. I don't care if it was Aaron Rodgers or Zach Wilson. You got to block. Otherwise, it doesn't matter what you're scripting or who's there. The shit gets shut down.
Yep, 100% agree.
I would love to see. We got to make a move for Jones at center.
Yep, I agree.
That's a no-brainer. You already have the staff there. You slide them in. And, yeah, like the other caller was mentioning, you got to have a veteran with Rodgers at center. Like, you don't need him being pissed off, missing blitz pickups, everything that matters, all those little minutia that go into executing the offense.
I completely agree. I love the idea that of like kind of what we've been doing. Like, if we can get a center, like let's say we give up the 2nd round pick, I would love to get a center in like the 3rd round and then let him develop behind someone like Ben Jones for a year or two. Let him work with Zach Wilson on the scout team. Let him learn how to call out those protections so you're not throwing him into the fire. It's kind of like what we saw with Carl Lawson. You get Jermaine Johnson and Clemens sitting behind these guys so they're coming up nice and slow. They're learning the process. We might see it this year with the linebackers and Sherwood and Nasseraldine. I'm really looking forward to like development of talent as opposed to forcing our early picks to just play. I think we're getting to a point maybe outside of the offensive line, where you're able to maybe sit back a little bit more?
Oh yeah, no, definitely agree there. One thing I am worried about though is defensive tackle. You
Yes.
lose Rankins, you
Mhm.
lose.
Nathan
Oh my
Shepard.
God, Shepard already signed. So I
Yep.
mean, Solomon Thomas, yeah, but I view that as more of a panic move. Like we got to keep at least one veteran in this locker room that knows
Yep.
what we're doing around here, culture wise. And I don't know if you saw, we were all in on Fletcher Cox.
I saw Fletcher Cox and I saw Jake Brendel, the center from the 49ers. Those two guys we were all in on, which I love.
So
I love
he
that
signed
we're
for
focusing
10.
on
He
both
signed for
lines.
10 with Philly. We offered him more than 10 per. He basically took a pay cut to stay with the Eagles. The fact they're willing to invest that money at that position and double down just kind of proves they view that as a priority as well.
Yeah, I mean, if I could see them go higher in the draft for a
Second
defensive
round,
tackle.
third round. I mean, honestly,
Yep.
offensive tackle, free safety, and defensive tackle are our biggest needs. I think we've kind of groomed the coverage linebacker. We're lacking, like you said, with Nasruddin in the locker room.
Yep.
But we need an impact run stuffer next to Quinnen. Otherwise, Quinnen goes back to being a plug guy instead of being able to play one-on-one.
I love it, Bo. You have been ejected from the cockpit. You're out of here. All right. Boys and girls, my voice is shot, so I apologize for this. We've got Fabian joining the show. Fabian, how you doing tonight, brother?
Ryan, I got one question for you. Are you going to the first game in Vegas next year or the second game? Let's fucking go!
Let's fucking go. For those of you guys that don't know what that's about, the second game in Vegas would be the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is going to be in Vegas next year. Dude, I put $100 down on it. I don't gamble on the Jets. I literally bet against the Jets through my pick'em every single week because I just know it's safer to do that, and I'd rather be pleasantly surprised. I put $100 down on the Jets winning the Super Bowl. Like, that's how fucking confident I am.
I hear your theory, though. Either way, at least you're winning. Either Jets win or you win money the way you used to do. I feel you. Yeah, dude, I'm so – I haven't been this – probably, unfortunately – I'm going to tell you, I'm a 43-year-old fan. I haven't been this optimistic probably since, unfortunately, 99. That's not going to happen. What happened at the beginning of that year? I'm just throwing that out there, but that was really the team that I know the Rex Ryan the second year they had a chance, but the Vinny Testaverde. But dude, it's just I'm not doing cartwheels yet because I have to see it. They're not there yet. I know he wants to play there. Hopefully by next week, like you said, they come together. They both have a little leverage, so hopefully they just work it out. And then, definitely I don't want to give up the 13th, but whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah, I really don't want to give up the 13 pick. I think because of where we're at right now, if they're digging their heels in on 13, I'm saying, okay, I'll wait till after the draft. Like, I don't need to make this trade right now. I know he wants to play here, and you're going to take a first-round pick from us the following year if you wait till after the draft. And then it helps us with our cap situation. Like, I'm kind of like okay with that sort of situation. It's weird to say that, but like I'm okay waiting.
And to your point, that's what gives us, I think, a little more leverage because, we have the third. Forget about the 13th because we don't want to give it up, but we do have the 44th, I think, in the second round. Next year, that's assuming we're going to be real good, that's not going to be the 44th. So I think Green Bay is going to have to eventually say, you know what, we have to do it before the draft, and at least we know what pick we're getting this year, and then whatever the pick is next year, based on if he's going to play or not. But I'm so excited to see this offense with that talent, with this guy, with that defense. I mean, the AFC's tough, and the AFC East is one of the toughest divisions. It's going to be one of the toughest divisions in the last decade.
It's a Thunderdome. It's going to be wild.
It's going to be wild, but I'm excited. Anyone who's against this, I don't know, man. I don't know what you want. Listen, I said Derek Carr a few weeks ago, I'm going to be honest, because I didn't want to go through this, but again, someone said this today. It's like, you could get 2 or 3 years out of Derek Carr anyway. You're going to get 1 or 2 years out of Aaron Rodgers. It's not like just because you signed him to 5 years, you're going to get 5 years. These guys are starting to move. Those mid-level quarterbacks move often now. So, this is the right way, man.
Dude, I 100% agree. Fabian, thank you so much for the call. You have been ejected from the cockpit. All right, I saw a super chat come in. Let me throw that up on the screen. Then I got Matt, Mike, and then Mike the Barber. Nanga drops in and says, I'm hoping for a Jets versus Dallas Thanksgiving game. Let's go. That would be fun. I think the Jets are going to have a ton of primetime games this year. It's just going to constantly happen. We're going to have like 5 primetime games. We'll have the Thursday game. I bet we have 2 Monday night games and probably 2 Sunday night games. I bet that's how it all shakes out. All right, next up we got Matt. Matt, what's up? Welcome to the cockpit.
Yo, what's up? I'm so hyped we got Rodgers, bro.
Right? Dude, how you feeling?
I'm pumped because, well, before I tell you, I have a question. Do you think Orlando Brown's an option now that we got Rodgers or no?
I don't think so. I feel like he's going to get the bag from someone, and I don't think it's going to be the Jets.
Yeah, I agree. I'm excited.
I feel like he would be a good spot for the Bears or, I don't know, someone with a crazy ton of cap space.
I'm excited because when I was watching the Pat McAfee show because I was in school and I was in 8th period and like I screamed out of my science class because my teacher's a Jets fan. I was like, "Yo, we got Rodgers!" and I was so excited.
Oh my God, that's amazing. The energy. I saw our buddy Jets today. He was teaching an English class. He's like, yeah, I had to put the Pat McAfee show on so that way everyone could watch it in the class. I was like, dude, this is great. Or no, I think he had Aaron Rodgers highlights. I think that's what he did. He put Aaron Rodgers highlights on. Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Oh, well, I have a question. So, do you think we're gonna get OBJ now or no? Because here's my thing with OBJ. If the price is right, I would go after him. It's just that I don't really want to pay him 15 to 20 million. But I don't know how believable that is though, because OBJ seems like he wants to win a Super Bowl. So I don't know. But what's your opinion?
Yeah, that's kind of where I fall on him. I would say the personality concerns me more so than anything else. But if he wants 15 to 20 million, like I want to be out on that anyway. I don't want to give him that. I don't think anyone's going to give him that. He's played an average of 7 games over the last 3 years. Granted, he didn't play at all last year. I think you can get
he
him
looked really good in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Oh, he looked great in the Super Bowl, but he's a wide receiver with a bad attitude on the wrong side of 30 with 2 knee injuries. Like that to me is not worth $10 million. Like if you want to sign for like 4 and have incentives that get you up to 12 or 15 with like playing time and incentives and all that stuff, I'm fine with an incentive laden contract. I'm not giving him like guaranteed money, north of $10. I think that's crazy.
Yeah, I agree, but it would be pretty cool because you also have to put in mind he would teach Garrett a few stuff, analyze him more too, like how to get off like a better release. Even though Garrett is a really good release, just stuff like that.
Our wide receiver room is going to be nuts with Lazard, Moore, Garrett Wilson, and possibly OBJ. I think if I had to add an extra receiver, I'm hoping it might be Thielen, but I haven't seen him connected to us since like the initial report.
Yeah, I would like Thielen a lot, but I think he might go to Carolina.
Ooh, that would be a good spot for him. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, because I know he took a visit there today, and they're going to draft a quarterback. So I think he could be a good option for a rookie quarterback, and he could help that rookie quarterback.
Yeah, but he's one of those guys that you want around a developing player, and I feel like they have the money that they can just maybe overpay him a little bit to have that mentorship of the quarterback. Matt, thank you so much for the call. You have been ejected from the cockpit. All right, we got Mike, and then we got Mike the Barber. So, Mike, how are you doing tonight, brother? Mike, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah, I got you loud and clear. How you doing, brother?
Hey, what's going on, buddy?
I'm hanging in there. How you feeling after that Pat McAfee show and Rodgers coming in? Ablab, you're the fucking man. I'm going to cut to your super chat in just a second as soon as I'm done with Mike. Sorry.
I am fucking fired up, bro.
Dude, it's been a long time coming. We've been made fun of for fucking a zillion years right now, and now we got a quarterback slinging mud right back at the reporters that have been giving us hell. I fucking love it.
And that's my first thing is the mindset of Jets fans now is that we finally got some respect.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying, bro? Like we're relevant. We're relevant now.
Dude, it feels like we can be in the conversation with anyone. You put us, hey, Jets versus Chiefs. I don't know who wins that game. Like, I'm taking the Jets. I trust our defense. I trust Rodgers to go toe-to-toe with Mahomes. Like, I trust our defense against anyone.
We're a legitimate Super Bowl contender right now. Legitimate. Oh, yeah. Legitimate. Like, we can put our defense up against any team right now. If we get a healthy Brees Hall back, come on, bro.
Dude.
We're running the ball on anybody.
Someone brought it up earlier, and it was the idea of like if Brees is like IR'd for let's say 4 weeks to get him ready for the season, you have Carter, you have Bam Knight, you need a third running back. What's to say the Jets don't, throw the vet minimum contract at Ezekiel Elliott because the Cowboys are already paying the rest of his contract? Like he could come in here for pennies on the dollar and try to win a chip.
That's interesting, but I feel like if we get AVT back, a good Mekhi Becton back, our running backs are good. Like with a Bam Knight, a Michael Carter, until Brees is healthy, we're good. We're good at that.
That's one of those rooms I don't feel like you have to spend much on. So like a draft pick, a vet minimum player, like there's so much value in what we've gotten already. Like I think Bam, Brees, and Carter together is like $4 million. Like it's an insane value position for the New York Jets right now.
But like if you have a healthy AVT and a good Mekhi Becton back,
it changes everything.
Oh,
if you get a healthy Becton, like we're right now, I feel like plans are just our fans are just sitting there saying, okay, look, whatever we get from Becton is a bonus at this point. We're not penciling him in. Maybe you pencil him in as a starter, but you're not hoping to get a full season out of him based on how he's performed or how he's been healthy.
And then Ryan, if we don't have to give up that 13 pick, if we can use that 13 pick on our O lineman, we're good. We're good.
Do you think there's going to be any does the trade happen before the draft, or do the Jets kind of push it? Like if the Packers want to get that first round pick, maybe they wait till the following, just after the draft.
I think you want it to happen before the draft. So then
I agree.
You can lay out plans. If you want to get an O lineman, then you go O line.
Oh yeah, I completely agree. Mike, thank you so much for the call. You've been ejected from the cockpit. Mike the Barber and Justin, I'll get to you in just a second. Ablab drops in with a super chat. Ablab comes in and says, how do we address the defensive tackle position? Any good late round prospects in the draft? All of a sudden, this position is the second most important behind offensive line. I completely agree. I think that's why you saw the Jets try to offer $10 million or more than $10 million for Fletcher Cox. I think you're spot on with that. I would look at Calais Campbell. He's a good run defender. I think you could get him cheap. I think he wants to win a ring. I think he could be motivated and hungry by that. I think Douglas could also talk to the Ravens because he's been there the past 3 years. So there's maybe a little bit of insight you could get, like, hey, is he still up to speed? Is he still as hungry as he was? That's where I'd probably go. I like going defensive tackle. I don't mind even going, early, like second, third round, because I do, like you said, Ablab, I think that is the second biggest need behind offensive line. As far as late round prospects, I don't know enough about them just yet, so I don't want to say any names that I just don't know factually about. But dude, I'm fucking amped. Defensive tackle position, let's get one on the cheap in free agency. Let's draft one later on in the draft. I'm on it. I love it, Ablab. All right, we got Mike the Barber joining the show. Mike, give me 1 second. Sorry, I missed Blitzcrew's super chat. Let me just throw that in real quick, and then I'll throw you over there. Blitzcrew drops in, says, with the talent at running back in this draft, we could take a late round undrafted free agent that can return kicks and punts rather than Zeke. Yeah, you don't want to I feel like Zeke would just be like a star power name, and I don't know if I necessarily want to deal with him as like running back 3 or 4. I mean, it'd be cool, but I think you can get a really cheap value of like an undrafted free agent, and I think you're probably fine with that. I agree, Blitzcrew. All right, Mike the Barber, how you doing tonight, brother?
Hey, Jets guys. I'm thinking Rodgers is going to go for a 3rd or a 4th round.
Ooh, you think we get to hold on to the 1st and 2nd round picks?
I really do. I think that the Packers already showed their hand. They already said that they just will take whatever they can get, and they're just moving on.
Yeah,
they have their own plans.
And what's nice, too, is I feel like the Jets can afford to wait longer than the Packers, because the Packers are going to want to use these draft picks to surround their young quarterback in Jordan Love and be able to kind of really evaluate him over the course of these next 2 years. You having to wait for next year's draft pick, you're going into the final year of Jordan Love, and you got to hope that, a rookie first-round pick is going to do whatever to help Jordan Love in his 5th-year option year. Like, to me, it smells Definitely. Like this has to get done before the draft. They want to get draft picks this year. to help that kid. I don't think you can wait till June 1st.
You know, it was interesting to see Elijah Moore on the trade block.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was interesting. I don't know if the Jets were shopping him or if it was like the Browns inquired or were interested. From what I've heard, the Jets wanted to keep Elijah Moore, but I think there was rumblings is interesting enough. I don't know what he would have been worth, but I consider him like a first round pick. We got him the second pick in the second round. So
I'll take a second round pick.
If I can get a second round pick, I think that might be enough for me to pull the trigger on it. At that point, then you probably try to bring in like an Odell. I think you would bring in another receiver to replace him.
I would go more towards the playoffs with him. He's not a 17 game receiver. And then
but don't you think he's going to sign somewhere? Like someone's going to give him some type of deal, I would think, before then.
You don't want that guy. Come on. Playoffs, yeah. Regular season, no. Not a shot in the dark.
Yeah. For me, I think there's so much potential in Moore, and I think he's so pissed off from like Mike LaFleur and Zach Wilson from these last like 2 years that he's going to have such a lights out performance with Aaron Rodgers. I'd be like really bummed to see him go. I think you have a situation where he saw DK Metcalf and AJ Brown make a shit ton of money, and he's highly motivated to get that kind of contract with a Hall of Fame quarterback. I think he's going to be on his best behavior possible.
We just have so many receivers. Somebody's got to go.
Mm-hmm. I think Corey Davis is probably gone. I would prefer to move off Mims before I move off Elijah Moore, I think. I don't know who I would bring in to replace him because I am bullish on Mims. But I like our current stable. I'm almost cool with just adding Cobb and just sitting back and letting it see how it plays out.
Yeah, I agree.
Mike, any last words?
It would be cool to let's get a veteran safety. Don't get a rookie because we don't need to make any mistakes in the backfield on big games.
Ooh, Mike, I like it. You have been ejected from the cockpit. All right, let me throw up Chris's super chat real quick. Then I've got Justin, Shazam, Chris from Florida, and Number Jets fan queued up here. Chris drops in and says, Ryan, I tagged you on something in Twitter. Okay, or on Twitter. Let me see. All right. There's a lot of stuff on my feed, so I'm going to might need a second here. Where did I see it? Oh, Big Show's wearing a 12. Let's go. Let's get him to play fucking center. Holy hell. That's friggin' cool. I'm about it. Sign me up. Guy's enormous. Blitz Crew drops in, says maybe defensive tackle Matt Leonidas from Carolina, a Flemington guy. Ooh, I like bringing guys back, to the area. I think that would be kind of neat. Let's see. Let me go back to the phone lines. All right, we got Justin joining the show. Justin, how you doing tonight, brother?
All right, how you guys doing?
Hanging in there. How are you feeling after today's events? My voice is a little sore. I sound like a completely different human right now.
I honestly have been watching you guys for the last week, and listen, I'm a father myself, just like you.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 2-year-old at home, 2-year-old little girl.
That's awesome.
Honestly, I think I would rather run after her than sit through all this stuff going nuts like we have been.
Oh my God, dude. It was exhausting the last week. I'm so happy to be able to sit down and relax. I sat after the stream this morning, I sat down, I had a snack, had dinner, and I wasn't checking my phone every 2 seconds because I was like, it's over. The last week and a half has been brutal.
Exactly, yeah. Like I said, I'm a guy who works nights. So I work, I'm a nighttime custodian in schools. So, going nuts trying to go through Twitter while trying to run through these classrooms and doing everything I got to do. Oh. But,
trying to keep up to date.
Yeah. So I got a controversial take.
All right, shoot.
So everyone's sitting there talking about give up the second this year, give up a conditional next year. To be honest, I give up a first this year. I give up a 4th, 5th next year. Corey Davis, call it a day. if you look at the draft, we have everybody wants to tackle, but we're at 13. There's a what 10% chance, 15% chance one of those tackles drops.
Well, so here's where I'm at with the draft, right? Like I think 4 quarterbacks are going to go. No matter what order you think they go in, I think 4 go before 13. So now you're down to the top 9 players in the draft. I think you could at least see 1 corner, maybe 2 if we're lucky, go before us. So now you're talking top 7 in the draft, and 3 tackles are there. And I think there's going to be some really strong defensive players that people are going to want to look at. I think there's a good shot a tackle is there for us, but part of me kind of wants to trade down. But I know where you're kind of going with this. You're thinking if the tackle's not there, trade the first. Like I'm almost cool with waiting till the draft and seeing who's on the board before I move that pick.
Yeah, because not even that though. If you really think about it, the bread and butter of where we want, of what we're looking for what? Center, linebacker, safety. The bread and butter of this draft is that day 2.
Yep.
So to me, I want those day 2
second,
picks.
Third round, 100%.
Yeah, and think about it, Joe Douglas is the king of trade ups. So if you're sitting there and a guy like John Michael Schmitz might be going late round 1 or even early on round 2, I'd rather trade up from 2 and give up a 5th or a 6th like we did for Breece Hall and grab a guy like Schmitz or I don't know, I think it was a Weiler or the other guy, one of those centers.
Yeah.
Instead of sitting there and hopefully the tackle isn't there,
Yeah, no. I see what you're saying. I wonder if there's a situation where and I'd have to look at the value chart because I don't know how this would work out, where the Jets gave up only 13, but we got a second back, and now the Packers have 13 and 15, up. And then we are back and we have say 43 or 44, whatever our pick is, and then they're probably 46 or something like that. I don't know if that would be something interesting for them because now they probably want to tackle to replace Bakhtiari at some point. And I think 13 is where you're going to get them. And I think 15 where they're sitting is just interesting enough, or not interesting enough, but might just be low enough where they miss out. Because if we take a tackle at 13 and the Patriots take a tackle at 14, now they're sitting probably with nothing because I think the Titans are taking one.
Yeah. So, but real quick, before I get kicked off, I did see that they were talking about that Stallman Thomas wasn't the only defensive tackle they're looking at. So I would definitely look at, I heard somebody say Ioannidis. He's definitely, I know somebody that guys like Connor Rogers and all them have talked about highly.
Ooh, I'll have to look into him. I'll be honest, I don't know enough about him. But brother, thank you so much for the call. Keep working hard. Thank you for supporting the channel. You've been ejected from the cockpit. All right, I'm going to get to Shazam in just a second. I got the NY Bully dropping in. Says, would you trade Elijah Moore, a 2023 third, and a 2024 third, to the Browns for Jack Conklin and safety Grant Delpit? We'd have Conklin until 2026. They just re-signed Conklin. I don't think they're going to trade him for a wide receiver that was disgruntled last year. Interesting, though. Interesting. I guess in this situation, I still would want to add a receiver. I don't. I don't hate it. I'd have to look at the contract. I don't hate it though. Interesting. That's a trade that there's a lot to it. 2 third-round picks and more. Man, I'm hoping Moore's going to be a stellar wide receiver for us. I feel like he's going to be so highly motivated. I just don't want to move off of him. But I do like Jack Conklin, and I trust him to stay healthy. Grant Delpit, I could go either way on the safety. I don't think I necessarily need a safety via trade or free agency or anything like that. I want to go the draft. All right, we got Shazam. Shazam, how you doing tonight, brother?
It's me, Charles. I just went to a different name.
Oh, I know. I saw it. I saw your hat.
Listen, I was thinking, would C.J. Gardner-Johnson be off the table? Because a lot of people want to talk about.
I've heard Eagles are trying to get him back. I think he would be off the table for us. I don't think we're going to spend a crazy ton at safety. I think we're in a good spot at the draft.
I'm not on the phone. Anyway, I'm sorry.
That's all right. How do you? What do you think?
I think. Look, if the Eagles don't, I'm not a comedian. I wish I was, but I'm not. I'll probably make a lot of money. FM just said I'm a comedian. No, I'm not. Look, Everyone in the chat's going, this is the same guy that wants to talk about movies. Yes, but we talk about the Jets.
You got 2 minutes. It's all right. I won't boot you off. You got 2 minutes till I eject you.
Look, I'm glad we re-signed Solomon Thomas. I think he's a solid player, a solid, rotational player. Maybe not like a good starter, but a good rotational player.
Yeah.
However, I would also like the Jets to get Calais Campbell. I'm a huge fan of that dude. I was talking to what the hell is his name? He said he's been a fan since the 1969 AFL Championship game. Edward Stewart. Huge shout out to him.
Awesome. Yeah, I want to get Calais Campbell. I think you could get him pretty cheap too.
I think he still has quite a bit left in the tank, to be brutally honest. I think he's a very good player. I think he's a future Hall of Famer, if I don't say so myself. Sure. Guy's had an amazing career. I wouldn't mind him. I really wanted Fletcher Cox, but the Eagles just re-signed his ass.
Yeah, I saw that. So Calais Campbell is 36 and a half years old. He is older. He's longer in the tooth. But as a run defender, I think he can still plug holes.
Oh, the dude's a beast. But we also restructured John Franklin Myers, correct?
They did, yeah. Or at least they were talking to him. I don't know if it actually got done. Everything's been such a whirlwind the last week. I don't actually know. I'm sure the chat will let us know. I know he was approached, I think, is what I was heard.
And I've just been hearing that the Patriots got James Robinson.
Ooh, okay. That's fine. I don't care. I'm not like beat up over that. Do the Jets get a compensation pick for not tagging him since he's a restricted free agent? His contract did end.
I think so, yeah.
I think that would work out.
I wish John Robinson the best of luck with that team. I mean, they have... Yes, Mom. They have a good... That's my mom. She's trying to sleep. She wakes up at 5:30 for work.
Oh, well, you got to go to bed soon. You got 13 seconds. You're good.
Listen, man, I hope your voice gets better. Congratulations on your daughter Shay for becoming a Jets fan. I became a Jets fan probably because of my father, because he gave us a lot of miniature Jets kickballs and mini mouse pads. So,
I love it, Charles. You've been ejected from the cockpit. Charles, listen to your mother. Go to bed. We got Chris from Florida joining the show. Chris, how you doing tonight?
Everybody get up! Everyone get up for the J-E-T-S, Jets! Aaron Rodgers is coming to the neighborhood, baby! Let's go!
I love it. Dude, what do you think the compensation is going to be? When do you think the trade happens? What were you doing when the Pat McAfee show was going on? Like, talk to me. Walk me through your day and your thought process.
Oh, my gosh. All right. Let's go ahead and deal with this. I was working at the time. My dad sends me the text, quote, unquote, I want to play for the New York Jets is what Aaron Rodgers said. I am literally screaming in the break room, and everyone thinks I'm having a stroke or something. I am lividly happy, man. I am tripping so much. I could barely hold a needle, which is what I do. I'm a pharmacy tech mixing medication, and I'm barely holding a needle straight. I'm like, I got to shoot this one gun straight like Aaron Rodgers does when he's about to do a Hail Mary for the New York Jets. He's going to do it, baby. Oh, he's not leaving the green, but he's adding a little white and taking away the yellow, baby. It looks good. I can't wait. I'm looking forward for upcoming years. Now, as far as the compensation, I completely disagree with not the last guy, but the guy before saying giving up a first. First of all, Aaron Rodgers just put the Packers on ice right here. Straight up. He has put them on the spot where everyone was wondering what was going on, and the Green Bay Packers were talking all this, oh, we're good, we're happy. Aaron Rodgers just open the curtain, man. And what are they going to do now? Now they have no choice but to be like, all right, we either can get something for this guy, or we're going to have to deal with this massive amount of money that we cannot afford right now. And we want to already get these young blood players coming here because they want a good start for Jordan Love, don't they? And all Joe Douglas has got to be is, I'll offer you a second, and I'll offer you a compensation, or I'll offer you a second and Corey Davis. Because we have to make room for that wide receiver we just got. But other than that, baby, he is coming home. And I want everyone to get excited, get pumped. Because, baby, I'm going to say, we're going to a Super Bowl!
J-E-T-S. Chris from Florida.
Jets, baby!
Chris, I love you. I'm ejecting you from the cockpit. That was way too good. Chris has been calling into this show like the entire time that I've been doing it. I think I've been doing it for 4 years, and Chris always brings the energy. Let me throw up Val Milton's super chat. Swap firsts, 13 for 15. Corey Davis and a conditional pick similar to the Favre Rodgers deal. I don't know if that's going to be enough to get him. I think we still have to toss in another pick. If they wanted, because I think the difference of 13 to 15, I think that's like a late third in value. And I don't know if that's enough to get it done. If that is, I'm all about it. I have no problem falling back to 15 because I think there's still a good shot. You're going to get a top, top 10 player at that point because the quarterbacks are going to go first. I like it. All right, we've got number Jets fan up. Then we got Jay, Jake, Andy, and Ethan. All right, number Jets fan, what's up, dude? Welcome to the cockpit.
Are you fucking kidding me, man? I'm. Oh my gosh, man. Oh my gosh. We just got fucking Aaron Rodgers, man. Aaron fucking Rodgers, man.
Let's
oh
go.
My God. I don't think we need any more wide receivers. I think we have a perfect wide receiver core for Aaron Rodgers. I don't think we need Odell. Fuck Odell. I'm sorry because I think he's gonna mess up Garrett Wilson's I don't know how you say it, but shit.
Like mentality.
I was at work and I was just shitting bricks, bro. I'm like, what the fuck? He said he wants to play for the Jets. Out of all teams, the Jets. Man, you know how many fucking times we had QB situations with Zach, Ashton, Wilson, and then I'm sad we got Matt. I'm sad Mike White is gone. He was a perfect backup QB for us, but Aaron fucking Rodgers, man. You can't get better than that, bro. You can't get
Dude,
better than
I
that.
am over the moon. It feels good to just be proud of our team, right? Like it feels like we're doing the right stuff.
Yeah, especially we have a easily top 5 defense in the NFL. Come on, we all know that. And plus, we got nice young players around Aaron Rodgers. Oh my gosh, I think we can make it to the Super Bowl.
I think we can definitely make it to a Super Bowl. We're locked and loaded. We would have won the AFC East with below average quarterback play last year. Like that's how good we were. We beat Buffalo without our two of our 3 best offensive players. You didn't even have Corey Davis, so you could say like without 3 of our top 4 players probably on offense. And like you add Aaron Rodgers to that and get all those guys back healthy. I don't know how you don't pick the Jets to win almost like every matchup they go up against. Like I feel like the Chiefs, the Eagles, like those guys are like, they deserve to be favorites. Maybe the Bills at least initially.
Man,
I don't know. I'm excited.
Bills, bro. Fuck the Bills, man. Fuck them, bro. Fuck them. I don't care. Man, nobody's scared of our division no more, bro. We the number 1 team in our division, man. It don't matter.
Oh, that makes me feel good. Yeah, dude, I'm not afraid of Miami. I think they have 2 injury-prone quarterbacks back there. I'm not afraid of New England. Buffalo's the only one that I'm like, I'll concede to them right now until we wind up actually like overtaking them. But like, we should be no worse than 2 in the division, I think. You got to be able to make the playoffs, and I think you can absolutely – I think the Jets could win the 1 seed. I don't think it's just like talking division. You want to get out of your division, but I think the Jets have the potential to do a lot more.
Before I leave, I want to do this thing real quick. Jets, Jets.
I love it. Number Jets fan, you've been ejected from the cockpit. All right, Main Catch comes in with a super chat. Main Catch says, Jets to the Super Bowl, so close, I can almost touch it. Jets. Jets. I love it. All right, we've got Jay, Jake, Andy, and then Ethan. These are going to be my final 4 calls. So Jay, let's see what we got. How you feeling, brother?
Feel good, man. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling so much better than I was the last few days. It was so stressful. It's at least now we know we have the quarterback or are gonna have the quarterback. And now it's just like, okay, let's fill out the rest of the roster. We still got a lot of work to do, but at least that part's kind of figured out.
I knew he was. I knew. I think we all knew he was coming. It was just the waiting game.
It's the PTSD of like being Jet fans and having Cousins leave or Barr leave or Hightower leave. Like it always feels like we get screwed. And I mean, I don't want to count them yet, but it feels like we're locked in.
Yeah. Once I saw Carr go to Oakland, I was like, this guy's not going to retire. He's not going to let Green Bay retire him. He has that type of ego where he just refused. He'd never let that happen.
Dude, he looks motivated too.
Yeah. In regards for compensation, I'm going to be honest with you. We hold all the power, man. And I'm gonna be honest, the way Joe Douglas is, I swear to God, man, I offered them a third round and tell them to kick rocks.
Well,
And get
so
the fuck
that's the
out of here.
interesting piece is like there's got to be a certain tipping point, I would think, for the Packers fans. Like, you want to get the highest pick possible that you can for Rodgers, but you still want to get a good enough player in for Jordan Love to play with this year. So you want a draft pick this year. And like, if the Jets are offering a third, I think if I'm the Packers, I may say, hey, look, we'll wait till after the draft, help our cap situation, and then maybe go for the first in 2024. There's like a weird, dynamic. I feel like the Jets have leverage before the draft.
They're not giving up a first. Yeah.
No, I don't think we're going to give up a first. But I think
not at all. Yeah.
Oh, you're saying for next? Yeah. Well, I'm saying like if you wait till after the draft, they're going to want.
We have the upper hand in every way, and he helped us out even more. They don't want him. It's not like he's 28 years old. Let's be honest. We know this is a 2-year rental. The relationship is soured. He comes on TV today, basically throws shit on them.
I think he did it to the front office. I think the fans and everything. Yeah. I thought he handled it well. I thought he did a good job, and like delicately kind of threw the birds up at the front office.
He gave a big fuck you to the front office. There are no other places available really for him to go. So the Jets hold all the cards. I say send like a third rounder and Corey Davis. Our wide receiver room is perfect right now. I don't want. We have Mims. We got to use Mims. He's a big body. Aaron Rodgers will get the most out of him. Moore, I'm telling you right now, 900 yards this year. Mark my words.
Dude, I'm excited for Elijah Moore. I think he wants the bag like A.J. Brown and DK Metcalf. He's going to perform. I think he'll stay in line, and I think he's going to have a good next 2 years. I don't want to trade him. I think it would be a mistake.
And no running backs. We have a great running back room. Don't forget about Bam.
I love Bam.
He showed out last year.
My concern, I think, is Breece Hall not starting initially. And then if they wanted to use Bam as the main back, now you got to get a kick returner or as your like probably third back at that point. So at that point, you're just talking Carter and Bam. So I think we need to add someone. I don't know if it's going to be Ty Johnson, maybe an undrafted free agent. I don't want to spend a lot on that position because we have so much value in that like $4 million of our 3 young rookie young rookie contract guys.
I don't want any additional wide receivers because I don't want to take reps away from Garrett Wilson. I really think like Mims. I know people don't like him; they're sour on him. But I'm like, for some reason, I'm kind of like you, man. For some reason, I just feel like he's just ready to explode. And I don't. I have a feeling if he goes somewhere else, we're gonna regret it. For some reason with him, I don't know why. I just feel it.
Well, the nice thing about our offense right now is you have Hackett in here, new offensive coordinator. You can almost have the same sort of situation that you had last year with the defense where you got Carl Lawson, Vinny Curry, LaMarcus Joyner back, and we didn't even add them. But like Laken Tomlinson, Denzel Mims, Elijah Moore, heck, even Zach Wilson, they might be – I mean, I guess you could even throw in Mekhi Becton. They may have more offensive output that's already on this team just by switching offensive coordinators and just getting a system that they understand better. They're playing with hacky sack. They're excited to play for their coach. It's not some rigid guy in Mike LaFleur. I'm excited. Jay, thank you so much for the call.
Let's take care, brother. Have a good night, man.
Love it. From the cockpit. All right. We've got Jake joining the show. Jake, how you doing tonight?
Well, dude, I'll tell you something right now. For the first time in my life as a Jets fan, the New York Jets have loved me back.
It feels good, right?
I have to finally say they finally love me back. I thought it would never happen, but this is an exhilarating. You know what? I'm going to say it again and again. I knew this was happening the second Hackett got here, and I saw on what was it? Zach Rosenblatt's tweet. He said to make it very clear, the top reason was Nathaniel Hackett.
Oh, it had to be 100%.
That was everything, and everyone. Sorry, all you guys on these chat rooms. Well, Carr's the guy. He'll work with Carr. No, it was Rodgers. This was Rodgers from the very. You're going to hear something from Jay Glazer in like October saying like, "Oh, the Jets knew this. They were getting him like 3 months ago." Like this stuff's going to come out later on. So whatever they want the build up. Rodgers wanted the build up. Wingo was right. Let's say it again. Wingo was right. I just want to comment just whatever the last guy just said. It's not that he didn't have other options. The Packers weren't training him in the conference. That was never going to happen. So he could have easily said, "I want to go home to the Niners," but he was going to the AFC. At the end of the day, the Jets made the most sense based on the money, the situation. That's what it all connected to. So for me, it's just. Look, I agree. Like I want to say Super Bowl. We should have Super Bowl expectations. We have to beat the Bills. Like we have to beat the Bills, but we have to beat the Patriots, guys. We got to beat the Patriots.
Yeah.
Like can we start by beating them? Bill Belichick's no dummy. Listen, Bailey Zappi and them almost beat them in Green Bay. So let's not get crazy over our heads saying that he can't get creative. But I mean, I will say that getting Juju Smith-Schuster is not exactly a big step up for their whole situation. But
how'd you feel about the "lose my number" Schefter comment?
I wanted to say something about that. I was the best knee slapper of the day. Was that I
almost fell out of my damn chair.
Yeah, he ignored Diana Rossini's text. Like, he says just like I thought it was Diana. He's like, dude, you know all these people. They're in your phones. You knew.
Oh yeah.
I am sure Rappaport messaged him. I'm sure even people on Fox messaged him. Everyone messaged him. He wanted to play. He wanted to dictate the narrative of all this.
I love it. Look at how they've ragged on us for years, and to see the quarterback that wants to play for the New York Jets sling it right back at him. Oh, I love it. And I think Joe Douglas keeping his lid shut too was beautiful. I think the
Jets
Jets
him an extension.
Yep.
Give Joe Douglas an extension, people. There is nobody else that's going to get this done beside him. Give him his effing credit, please. I don't want to hear anymore about get another guy. He'll do a better job. Give him the extension. Salah's got to earn his worth. JD has earned it. The 6 years, Chris Johnson, thank you. Thank you for doing that.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Jake, thank you so much for the call. Great insight as always. You have been ejected from the cockpit. All right, we're going over to Andy A. Andy, how you doing tonight, brother?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you?
Hanging in there. Dude, I'm feeling good right now. How are you feeling as a Packers fan, my friend?
I'm feeling good, man. I think it was the writing was on the wall. So what are you going to do? And I'm just I'm not here to rain on anybody's parade. So let's not talk about compensation and all that nonsense.
I do want to hear about that. Actually, I'm gonna take you off the timer because I want to hear a little bit about it. You tell me what you want, and then we'll go with the compensation after.
Okay. I just wanted to say as I was watching you guys' streams over the last Matt and Green Bean. I always mess up and say Mean Green, but it's not Mean Green. It's Green Bean. As I was watching you guys, one of you said that a quarterback hasn't thrown over 10 touchdowns for the Jets since like 2014.
In 3 years. So we've had 10 passing touchdowns, but we haven't had a single quarterback throw 10 touchdowns. It's been 3 seasons. I think Sam Darnold, the last year of Gase, was the last, or maybe 2 years before, like this first year of Gase, I think.
Well, you just got one of the most talented arm talents. He's going to throw some balls every game, essentially every game, where you're going to be like, what the hell did I just witness? Because he's going to place them in a spot that you've never seen a quarterback do. I'm just so excited for you guys to have that and to be able to watch it on the AFC side. Obviously, I'm going to watch the Packers mainly, but I'm going to definitely tune into all the Jets games. I think it's going to be fun to follow an AFC team, and I think he's going to give you a good shot.
Dude,
and I'll ask you a question at the end of this too.
Sure. So as far as compensation goes, I'm at this weird point where I think there's a few deadlines, and the draft is the first big one. To me, I think the Packers want to have the pick this year to surround Jordan Love this year to give him as much help as possible. I think the Jets, on the other side of that coin, can say, hey, we're fine waiting. We know it's going to happen at some point. Like, at what point do the Packers fold, or do the Jets maybe give a little bit more? Like, how do you see that power dynamic kind of going?
Yeah, this is where the game of chicken comes in. I think it's a great point that you want to get Love as many things as you can, but it's not like we're losing our draft picks if we don't trade them before the draft.
That's fair.
This draft class is a bit weaker than most draft classes, I would say. I think that's fair. I think most experts expect that it's going to be a little bit of a weaker class. But I don't think it's going to be crazy compensation. Like somebody said, a third or a fourth. That's a little crazy to me.
Yeah, that's a little low.
I'm
I
thinking it's
think a
going to be
second
more
makes
like
the most
a
sense.
second, and maybe next year conditional second. If he plays again, it's a second. If he doesn't, it's a third or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or we send you back a third, and we get a second that may become a first, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be insane. I don't think Packer fans are going to be particularly upset about whatever compensation we get, and I think the Jets will be like, "That was fair." At the
Yeah.
end of the day. And I wouldn't have thought that until I saw Wingo's tweet that it's 99% there. So
that makes me feel good. I feel like it's in everyone's best interest to just get it done now and like be done with it.
Mm-hmm. So each team can essentially move on. Oh, I also hope you guys get Hard Knocks because that would be so.
Oh, dude, we're definitely getting Hard Knocks. There's no way we're not getting Hard Knocks. We got 2 Hall of Fame players going in. We've got the Quinnen Williams contract. We got Aaron Rodgers. We got the 2 offensive rookie, like Brees and Garrett Wilson could have both been offensive rookie of the year. You got the defensive rookie of the year. Way too many storylines. New York is going to be buzzing this year.
Going to be awesome, man. I can't wait to see it. Truly just happy for you guys. I saw all of your reactions and it was just like elation and like we finally have a quarterback. It's so fun and honestly, congratulations. I can't wait. And I had the question that I wanted to ask you before I hop off of here. Who is the best quarterback in the NFC or the AFC East now?
Ooh. I mean, honestly, if I had to take one quarterback for one game, I'm still taking Aaron Rodgers right now. Like I love Josh Allen for like it's weird to say as a Jet fan, but I do like Josh Allen. I think he's a top 5 quarterback. And if you're building a team for the next 10 years, it's Josh Allen, 100%. I think in a pressure situation where, you know, I've seen Josh Allen kind of make some not so great, you know, mistakes with Aaron Rodgers. I mean, he's not perfect either. He's 7-9 in the playoffs. So losing record in the playoffs is still, you know, slightly concerning. But if you have first round buys all the time, like he's kind of had, you're going to have one less game to play. And that first game was probably a little bit more of a fluffer game that you would have ended up missing. So I would say Rodgers. I'm taking Rodgers because I love our defense. I think the Bills, we can beat their defense with our offense. I don't know if their offense is going to be able to stop our defense.
Okay, gotcha. Your defense is top 5, right? Last year?
It was. I think we're going to regress a little bit. I'm going to say, I think it still stays around top 10, but I think we're going to lose a little bit there.
That's all you need with a guy like Rodgers, who's pissed off, by the way. He may have said that there's no ill will and everything is peachy and everybody's cool, but that dude is pissed off that they wanted to move on from him. So I just can't wait till you see that first. You know what's going to be crazy is that home opener when he jumps out of that tunnel.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be awesome for you guys. I can't wait.
Dude, I'm pumped. Andy A., thank you so much. I'm glad you're hanging out on the channel now. Honorary Jets fan. You've been ejected from the cockpit. All right, I got one more call that I'm going to go to because I see V-Man in here. I'm going to do that real quick. Then I'm going to hop off because I said I was going to be a little bit later. All right, V-Man. How you doing tonight, brother?
How you doing? You want to know what? Jets haters right now got more salt flowing through them than the Dead Sea.
Dude, it's so great watching all the reactions from all the Jet fans and seeing people just get all sour about the Jets. Like, oh, well, either Rodgers is washed or this, that, or the other thing. The Jets don't have any leverage. Like, keep crying.
Oh, definitely. I was so excited. I jumped outside. I didn't bother to put a coat. I jumped outside with the little remaining snow left and made a snow angel.
I love it. Dude, it's just pure elation. Pure elation.
I am excited because, I texted my cousin, old Jets fan. He's a Jets fan. I texted him, we going to the home opener? He's like, I'll let you know. And then I said, I guess you could say my good luck charm worked.
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Dude, I'm excited for the home opener. I kind of hope we get the Thursday night game beforehand. Like if we face the Chiefs or something like that. Because it's the Super Bowl winner that gets it, or is it the loser?
It's the winner because I think it was in 2021 the Bucks had it. Remember,
So yeah,
2021 the Bucks had it, and then this year the Bills had it. I mean the Rams had it against the Bills.
Dude, I hope we get. I want to see like Mahomes versus Rodgers week 1 on Thursday Night Football. Start the season off with a bang.
No, we're not going to get it because they're the road team. It's always.
I gotcha. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Never
Yeah, but
mind,
no,
I'm
excited.
wrong.
It's all right. It's all right. Look, we're still gonna get a butt ton of prime time games. I'm excited. Also, I gotta say this comment from you. I remember you mentioning it was a while back.
Mhm.
World at War is better than Modern Warfare.
Oh,
World
I
at War
see.
is better than
I
Modern
disagree.
Warfare.
I like World at War. I played it as a, I think I was in college at that
Aerial.
point. I liked Black Ops more than World at War. I thought World at War was
Here's the thing I
different,
like about World.
but it's lacking.
No, here's the thing I love about World at War. I like its dark, brutal, unapologetic take on World War II.
That's
And
fair.
I also
It was
love
definitely a grimy game. Like, it felt grimy is sort of the word that I would use to describe that. You get the flamethrower, start torching people.
I also love the giving. Like that's the only multiplayer Call of Duty game where when you got hit by an explosion, your limbs went flying.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah,
I played that all the time. I don't remember that at all. Your arms would come off?
I have it on the PC. I have a mod that lets you play with bots, and like every time you get hit by an explosions, your limbs go flying. They rip off. It's just really bloody, and I miss that world. I miss their era from Modern Warfare to Black Ops, where they really took with everything. Because nowadays it's all PG, very safe, nonsense like that.
Interesting stuff, Vinny. I love you, but you've been ejected from the cockpit. All right, boys and girls, we have reached the end of our stream. I see Chris's chat right here. Sorry, I didn't mean to ignore that. Chris says, do we sign Jadeveon Clowney to a veteran contract? The Browns are releasing him. I think he's more likely to cause you some penalties. And I don't know if he's worth whatever he's going to give you, because you have Jermaine Johnson, you have Carl Lawson. Well, right now you have Carl Lawson. You have Bryce Huff. You have Michael Clemens. Like, I kind of want to see those guys on the line more than I want to see Jadeveon Clowney. Yeah, I don't know. I think I would rather restructure Lawson, keep him, than bringing in Clowney. That would be my preference. I see you guys saying do another hour. I don't think so. I'm shot. My voice is shot. I could barely talk at all right now. So, boys and girls, I want to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section. I put a poll question out. 5 stars, 77% of you are feeling. 15% of you 4 stars. 4% are 3 stars. And 2% are upset because they're division rivals. Boys and girls, it's been a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to having a lot more fun on the way to a chip. Guys, hit that like button on the way out if you enjoyed today. And as always, go Jets.
I think every single person in this locker room is a competitor at the highest level. So, yeah, when you feel as if your backs are against the wall, you never have to feel like you got to do it by yourself.
Unbelievable throw. Under pressure. Sacked by Quinnen Williams. Right sideline, Usama's got it.
You look to your left and your right, you got guys out there with you that our whole point is to help each other.
This one to Mims. That's Corey Davis climbing the ladder.
To be able to go out and lead these guys, just to know how hard these guys work and how important it is to them, and then you get that chance to lead them. Everything that happened that needed to happen for us, it almost felt like kind of like a sign, like get like a second chance almost.
Gets extra pushes, running left.
Maybe a little extra life to breathe into the locker room.
Touchdown, Jets.